modern gaming, goodwill is a currency. It can be built up with good communications, fantastic updates, and good public perception of a company. And as with everything that can be built up, it can also be spent. Today we are talking about Jagex, the same company actually that we spoke about in the last video. And while this isn't necessarily related, there is a lot of crossover and a bit of cross-referencing that we will be doing in today's video. Now, you won't need to have watched the previous video as I'm going to explain any of the relevant bits in this, but hey, if you want to give that video a watch as well, I will not complain. Now, the company we're talking about today is the Carlyle Group, the company that bought out Jagex, who I previously mentioned in the last video. Now, the Carlyle company have owned Jagex for a very long time. And while they spent only around 500 million in purchasing Jagex, they are now looking to sell it for a cool 1 billion. Now, while this came as a surprise to so many people, it's not that surprising when you look at what's happened recently. In last week's video, we spoke about the Hero Pass, a update to RuneScape 3 that was almost universally hated, purely because when Jagex asked, hey, do you guys like this? It was a unanimous no, essentially. And they went ahead and added it anyway as that month's update. You know, imagine paying for monthly updates, getting that as your monthly update after you've just told them that you don't want it. Good times ahead. Now, this was what I would like to call a cash egg.
This guy, he's like, imagine if you pay for an update, but are you paying for RuneScape? If you are, it's like $10. You're not paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars or or $1 million, like, the idea of them caring what the community thinks is actually universally pretty much like uncommon. Only Fortnite and old school RuneScape and a few other games. And a few other games. Few games care what you think. So he's such a little pissant, so young and so inexperienced in the world, that he's like bitching about how the most, like, the company most famous for caring about what you think. He's like dissing him. Imagine if his attitude here, and it's like a really pissant, like, fucking privileged, young, totally self-absorbed, totally oblivious of the other people on the planet. Just, you think you know what's going on, so you're just gonna fucking, just like make it so or whatever. And he's saying, imagine if every game that asked you what you thought every day didn't listen to you about the patch that you paid a $7 monthly fee for. I don't know why that's there. It's annoying to me, though. Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, first step of many. No, I don't want to do the faction story quest. No. So... Okay, and it's just privileged. He's like, imagine if every other MMORPG company in the world polls you that month, which is something that just has never occurred in the history of MMOs, except for Fortnite and old school RuneScape. That's it. Like, that's the only time it's ever occurred. WoW has never asked me what I thought. Never once. No, I mean, maybe some questionnaires, but I mean, they don't ask you what you think about the game at all. ESO never did that. Final Fantasy 14 never did that. EVE does that, but very rarely. It's not. I mean, they listen to the community really well, and they're one of the ones who does do it. But they're not. They're not famous for being like, fill out these 10 questionnaires about making the game better, and it will live with this patch. Jagex is a good company. They care what you think. But you act all privileged and kind of like, you're acting more privileged than the baby boomers now a little bit. And you're like, oh man, imagine if your game, right? They're like so selfish and self-absorbed and stuck up and inexperienced and imposter syndrome. So they just project their what they think is superior knowledge onto the topic, and they just dream up some kind of truth about it in their head, and then they just announce this truth to you, and they say something crazy like, imagine if your MMO company asked you about a patch and then didn't listen, you would go crazy. But no. The reality is, there's only one MMO in history that's ever done that, and it's old school RuneScape. So you're making this like this weird public outrage thing. Imagine if your MMO didn't listen to you on their monthly questionnaires before they do their patch, and it's like, no, idiot. Jagex is the only company in history that's ever done that, and you're trying to drum up public outrage about them because you've only ever played old school RuneScape, and all you've ever known is old school RuneScape. And you'd be surprised. Okay, this is the phrase for it: all you've ever known, right? And I'm gonna go put this in the list because it matters. Like, all you've ever known is trolling and bullying and stupidity and imposter syndrome and weakness inside and, being a straight bitch made pussy and all this. I'm sorry, but that's all you've ever known, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go drop this in the bottom right. But all you've ever known, right? Yeah, any online PvP, right? All you've ever known, right? All you've ever known. All you've ever known is old school RuneScape, like listening to you every time they asked you a questionnaire, they listened to you and they made the game how they want. So now they go against your opinion and they release some patch that you don't like, and now suddenly they're rebelling against the community's wishes and doing things that you don't want to do on their game, that they can do that on if they want to. And so you've drummed up this weird rebellion in your mind, but in reality, that company owns the TOS and owns the game and owns the source code and owns the master. It can definitely do whatever they want with their own product, you know? And like in your opinion, it's only something they were nicely listening to, but there's no such thing as like them rebelling against you. It's you rebelling against them. It's their game, their choices, their house. They can do whatever they want. And this weird, young, privileged thing about, oh, we got to drum up some outrage about this, because in my mind, this is happening. And in reality, Jagex is actually like the best company that's ever existed in MMORPGs, and they really do care about what you think, and like the majority of the time, unless they disagree with you, probably they do exactly what you tell them to do on these questionnaires. If they disagree with you, they never said they wouldn't do what you suggested. They just said they would take it into consideration. And on top of it, you make this weird, self-absorbed, frankly young, and frankly the real word for all of this is naive. Really, really young, really shitty, really naive, privileged, like, assumption that that you know how the world works, and you can see the insides of Jagex's mind, and they've rebelled against you. But all I see is a pissant calling out falsehoods, like burning the witch and like witch hunting, and because he didn't get what he wanted on a patch, and the spoiled, like, naive, privileged child thinks something is going on that's so far from fucking reality that we all just kind of humor him, because we're like, oh, maybe, well, you're dumb right now, but in 10 years maybe you'll have a bit more experience and maybe you might play more than one MMO. You know. And you know, and this is cool, and he got a lot of hits off this, and 2,200 people like this, and so do I, you know. But I still don't think most of it, or well, really, almost any of it, I really don't believe almost any of it is based in reality. I think it's a hot air video designed to get hits, raising some hackles about a patch that I'm not sure matters, and you know, about a sale that I'm not sure matters, and all this other stuff. And I just see clickbait and hot air and a privileged person, like, not privileged, but like, I'm saying, like, somebody who's been enabled by their community to just basically like suck away time and energy and resources and stuff. It's sort of weird. And like they're on the auxiliary.
Goodwill is a currency, and if you can earn something, you can
they
definitely cash it out and spend.
Yes, but no. I would say no. I would say Jagex and RuneScape are probably gonna be fine for at least another 10 years before I'll ever even say or think anything negative about them at all. And so yes, your conversation is right. Probably right around 2033. Not 2023. You can see that they're cashing out like everybody else and taking their money to pay for all the middlemen. And, you know, my problem with the sellout thing is, yeah, we all know why they're selling out, because there's 50 million fucking middlemen now. Like, I was listening recently about what an actual video game, like a $60 triple anus transaction actually is. And it's like 15 middlemen. The original creator gets like $7. Then there's the 15 middlemen and the $3 publishing fee for the Xbox Game Pass or the PSN or the Steam or something like that. So in reality, like, apparently, and I mean, it's not really like this, but like when they do Elden Ring, From Software makes like $13 a copy, and all the other middlemen make the rest of the money, but they all make like $2 a piece. So I mean, you know, so From Software makes the big money, but I mean, but the video game industry is an industry entirely full of middlemen that do nothing, and so in order to pay all that, they do stuff like this. You gotta remember, and so like they sell Jagex because they don't really have a way to stay awake in the middleman apocalypse. None of us do, you know, stay alive, you know. And so, you know, the middlemen have come. All the bots and the AI and the middlemen are all standing there with their fucking hands out trying to tell you if you want to do a game, you got to pay Unity, you know, 20% every time they do a download. If you, you know, and this just hit, right? If you, you know, all this other stuff. And like, I'm sorry, but I think your privileged assumption from the outside of what's going on the inside isn't very faceted and is from someone who only plays like 1 to 3 games or maybe like a Nintendo Switch catalog of games, and I'm sorry, but
and that is what Jagex have been doing over the last couple of months. Let me lay down the examples. The Carlyle Group know that they have to sell this company, and to do so,
I don't think I can believe you when you make a statement like that because you don't cite anything at all. Do you understand this? Like, okay, I come from like real college, like academic background, where if you fucking say something. If you say something at all on a paper in public or on a stream or something like that, right? If you say anything at all, you better cite that motherfucker. You better cite that. So he makes this statement about how, oh, they're looking to cash out. You know, he doesn't say, oh, it's an editorial or, oh, here's why I think this or any source at all. You know what I'm saying? Just, oh, I play some video games all day in my little bubble. And then I dream up some story by the end of the day with no sources. And I'm going to tell you what I see when I stand inside the main city of the game. And I'm going to make these assumptions based off of the question mark. The question mark is what? Cite your sources.
At double the price that it's valued at. They're going to have to make some good profits quickly and boost up the earnings and revenue for this financial quarter, because that is what they are going to base the sale value on. A new buyer needs to see value in Jagex. So recently we've seen Jagex building up a lot of goodwill with the community.
It's like, okay, so I understand you guys like really like RuneScape. RuneScape's a good game, but I don't really know why it should survive past like 2025. I don't really. I mean, I'm sorry, but I look at it like a 2D game, and I think, okay, do we really need Pokemon graphics in 2023? Even RuneScape 3 is still like Pokemon graphics in 2023. I like the graphics; they're good. But I still don't know why RuneScape is alive in 2023. Why isn't there a RuneScape 4 that has the graphics of a World of Warcraft or something like that, right? With good frame rate. I'm talking 120 frames per second on 4K and stuff, right? But instead they're talking about, oh, RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape 26 years later or whatever. Old school, 26 years later. We're talking about maybe selling the company and stuff, but what I want to hear is oh, we've upgraded the graphics to World of Warcraft level, and the game will never die, like EVE Online, and we listened to everything you said, and we did everything you told us to do, and all this other stuff, you know? And, I'm sorry, but, like, I just don't see a lot of reality here, and I'm not trying to attack the guy. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Examples here are the Desert Treasure 2 quest, which people have been waiting for absolutely years. The first new skill to old school RuneScape, which just about passed the poll, showing that a majority want a new skill, and this is here to appease them. Also in old school, Jagex recently announced the Summer Summit, and during that Summer Summit, they announced so many cool updates that people wanted. A whole new content.
Yeah, like this stuff is cool. I get it, but I mean, I don't know, man.
An expansion to the Hunter skill through the Hunters Guild. A Deadman mode that started last week.
Doesn't it seem like kind of a hashtag or like some buzzwords kind of investors cash out, goodwill. Right, investors cash out goodwill. Right, it reads like yellow journalism a little bit. Investors cash out goodwill. What are we basing this on?
An upcoming Leagues, which is a Trailblazer, which is a short-term run period of the game with mutations to it, which people loved. So they've rehashed the one that people loved and brought it back for the new one, Trailblazer 2. And this seems great to the players because it is pandering to what the players want, which it's a good thing. I use the word pandering, but it's a good thing. At the end of the day, the players are paying for the game, and if the players are getting what they want, they're going to keep paying for the game. Now, all of these good announcements came...
And they make it like, they're like, in the end of it, and they make these sweeping statements that are really fucking obvious and aren't helpful. Oh, the players like the game, they're going to continue to play for it, pay for it. Yeah.
You can buy a year's membership up front today Well, 50% off.
I can't believe it's $72 fucking dollars for a year of RuneScape. That, I mean, I can't believe that. The game is 25 years old. Like, I get it. People will still pay for it. But for RuneScape, man, I mean, I know they got to make their money somehow. I guess. Well, I'm in a hater, I guess. Whatever. I'm just, like, that's so much money for a game that'll play on, like, the Game Boy.
I think it was roughly 50% off, which was kind of absurd. And obviously, so many people did this that it crashed the website during the promotion, during the live stream. So, what's bad about that? Well, for starters, if they're looking to bump up the earnings for this quarter, they've just decimated membership sales for the rest of the year by people all buying it this quarter, which bumps up revenue, which is great for the company that is looking to sell. On paper, they look like they're making tons of money. Along with this, they announced 4 plushies for RuneScape that you can now buy. Jagex never sell merch, especially not plushies, so this was a bit strange to see, but cool nonetheless. It's always great to be able to buy plushies and memorabilia for the game that you love, especially if they're affordable. Again, bumping up revenue for this quarter. Along with this, today they announced that pre-sales are going on for the RuneScape board game.
So you start out with clickbait talking about Jagex investors cash out goodwill, and then you go on for about 3 minutes of the 8-minute video about all the stuff they've done for your community in the last like 3 months. And I see this like clickbait title of Jagex investors cash out goodwill, but right now for the last like 2.5 minutes, all you've done is talk about how they love you and they've treated you well.
I can't wait to play.
I can't wait to play. But I mean, your title doesn't seem to indicate you should have an attitude like that, though. And it just seems like hot air designed to pull clicks.
But it's a coincidence that all of these things that wouldn't normally happen have all happened at the same
time. Ooh, RuneScape Kingdom, Shadow of Elvard, huh?
And then let's look at RuneScape 3. They built up tons of goodwill with an absolutely amazing release of a new skill, Necromancy. It's a pretty widely loved skill, and people seem to think that this is one of the best ones yet. And then they released the Hero Pass. Again, that is cashing out of goodwill on the part of Jagex.
No. Every live service game has added a battle pass this year. Every live service game, every single one, even New World. Every live service game in history right now has a battle pass. Deal with it.
Now, while I wouldn't say that plushies and a year's membership up front at half the price and a board game are cashing out,
no.
I would definitely say that the Hero Pass is exactly that. Now, I need to make something clear here. Since the announcement of this Hero Pass, this just egregiously long battle pass on top of all the other microtransactions.
Egregiously long in RuneScape? Is there such a thing as egregiously long in RuneScape? Because RuneScape is the most egregiously long game ever made. I don't know about I don't think that's a phrase you should use when you speak of RuneScape. Egregiously long. Yeah, my wiener is egregiously long. You know what I'm saying? Not that game. That game is just RuneScape. It never ends. What do you mean long? There's no end to that game. There's no end to the battle pass, really. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure you guys understand.
Rewards including double.
What is that thing on your neck? What is that thing? Is it a microphone? Yeah.
XP in certain things, 20% less damage on a dungeon, and all of these other things that.
I like that mic clip, actually. I think it is actually cool. Yeah, cool little lapel mic. Probably get one of those. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that thing on your neck? It's a microphone? Yeah.
Complained about and refunded the players who had bought it now that the rewards are changed. That to me just shows that their cashing out of goodwill didn't really net them as much as they were hoping for the amount of goodwill they just cashed out. From what I can tell, a lot of players decided to speak with their wallet on this one. A lot of them didn't.
I don't see information here. I don't see the thesis title being like backed up. I'm hearing statements like "from what I can tell," which I don't like.
A lot of them cancelled their ongoing membership.
You don't speak with certainty because I don't know if this is a real video about anything at all. I think you're churning out like 2 or 3 videos a day.
Some of their alt accounts, but it's So this just goes to show that when a company tries to cash out goodwill in bad faith, ultimately the players can win. Now, what worries me about this...
I don't know. Like, you seem like this is some battle between you, like the player and the company, but I don't think this is a battle. I think it's a beloved, like, business customer relationship, and I think you love them, and I think you want to have 10,000 of their babies. I really do think that. I think you love Jagex, and I think you want to have 10,000 of their babies, and I think you came out with this clickbait title because you're making money off sitting there doing clickbait titles. Ooh. Sorry, I just wanted to see what the first video on YouTube that interested me would be. Let's see what they have to say. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel.
Boy Flex. Let's talk about an Ultimate Season 3 prep guide. Yeah, we're going to call this Ultimate, and it's really going to cover the basics. I'm going to give you 10 things that I think you should be covering. Let's be honest, if you say you're covering everything for Season 3, you'd be lying to yourself. I mean, you have many people putting out great videos for Season 3. Here's my take on it, my 10 things that I'm doing, and I'm telling my company to work on. Number 1, save your Gypsum Orbs. I'll throw something up on the screen now. Gypsum Orbs are going to be used to upgrade your artifact gear, which I have on right now. As you can tell, I've got the Michael
God, it's been a good couple of days. It's been a good couple of days. Got a lot done.
Shield, I think it's called. Michelle Shield. And I've got
Michelle Shield.
The Butcher Sword and Shield on. I can just pop this open right here. Having a lot of fun with this stuff. It's very interesting, you know, how everything plays out. But you're going to need your Gypsum Orbs to actually upgrade this stuff. I know you can't tell right now, but when it's a level 1, when you get it, you don't have all these perks on it. So you're gonna need Gypsum Orbs. I mean, I would say if you had like 200 Gypsum Orbs saved up, you're probably set. Roughly it's 5 Gypsum Orbs per thing you do, generally speaking, so it's not too terrible. Number 2 is if you have a bunch of Umbral Shards, you might as well hold on to them because they are allowing you to convert them over into gold, which is, I guess, it's a good thing for the PvE players because, you know, they did spend a bunch of time in all those expeditions. Don't tell me how they did it, but they did it. And basically, for 100,000 shards, you're gonna make 10,000 gold. So if you've got 1,000,000 shards saved up, that's what 100,000 gold, I guess. So it's 10 cents gold per Umbral Shard. So, you know, do with it as you will. It's probably gonna mess up the market a little bit in the beginning. People are gonna have a little more extra cash flow, but that's not a bad thing. You know, let's let people make some gold because let's be honest, making gold in New World is impossible and extremely lucrative. Number 3 is going to be save all your mats and farm resources in general right now, or buy them cheap on your markets because let's be honest, we have everyone and their mom who's going to be crafting. As you can see here, I would say half the population is here just crafting stuff right now in the PTR. That's all they're doing. They're practicing the crafting and they're getting used to the new systems.
It's been a good couple of days.
We have a wonderful crafter who's willing to help us out, so we will be giving a lot of mats to her and all that good stuff, so she's going to be Pog when Season 3 hits. So, save all your mats, make money. If you want to sell your raw mats when the Season 3 hits, it's going to be some great money, so use that as you will. Number 4, open world PvP drops are actually legitimate right now, so I just had a couple fights with some boys, you know, they beat me up, I beat them up. And one of the drops I got, which was this bad boy right here, came in at 692. 692 gear score. And yeah, like I saw the other day one of our other boys, Whiskey, you guys might know him from his streams and stuff. He killed a guy and got 2 legendaries, one at 700, one at 670.
Look at all those worthless, crappy items. Maybe good for their skins. Completely worthless, crappy items that aren't maxed out, that aren't trifecta. And this fucking nerd is sitting here talking, like, trying to show off or whatever his 2,000 or whatever, his 200 pounds of 380 pounds of legendaries and stuff, right? All of them vendor trash. And anybody with any skill can just see it. Why did you keep all those worthless, crappy items? I'm sorry, but pretty much I'd say maybe 5 of these are good. You can see it right away. 5 of them, something. Yep. So, I mean, for one thing, they're just not trifecta. So why keep them? I mean, yeah, they're high eye level, but I mean, what do they mean to you? I mean, I guess you could sell them on the expansion. That would work. Yeah, I suppose.
697, I believe. But 2 Legos from a PvP open world PvP drop. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, PvP, open world PvP is OP, but, you know, from what I could tell, it's definitely gotten a lot better as far as the drops are concerned. Remember, we were getting those 500 gear score items we couldn't do anything with? Good times. Okay. Number 5 is going to be just save your money. Don't buy gear you don't need while you're leveling up to 65. There's no reason to buy gear before 65 unless you have the cash flow and somebody's already putting out 700 legendary gear. That's perfect for your BIS setup. I don't even know what BIS is anymore. BIS is basically thrown out the window, and now everything is BIS, which is beautiful. It's a really flipped New World on its head. It is wonderful. I really, really do like that. So save your money by not buying gear as you're leveling up. I'm sure they're gonna give you some great gear along the way. So take your time with that. Okay. Number 6. This is probably my favorite thing. So number 6, perfect BIS gear takes a lot of resources in general, and they're kind of time gating a lot of it, especially with the prismatic scarabs and the prismatic bars and prismatic hide and all that good stuff. So how you can take advantage of this is warloggers and, you know, all their companies will be pushing to war as soon as possible. They're going to be pushing their people to level up fast, and they're going to be pushing to make that gear. So you can't sell all of these mats, but what you can do is sell some of the lower tier mats. And this is where you can make a lot of money. If you have a lot of lower tier mats saved up, warloggers will be chomping at the bit to buy your materials. Yes. So maybe hang out in trade chat if you got a bunch of materials, if you have a bunch of Asmodium saved up, that kind of stuff. Definitely take advantage of the first couple of days where warloggers are going to be buying this like hotcakes. Like, make your money while you can. Number 7. Save your legendary gear, save all your gear for the most part, because when you save legendary gear, you have the chance, well actually, legendary gear will always give you what is called dark matter. Your epics will have a chance of giving you dark matter, and what you use dark matter for is actually upgrading your artifacts and upgrading a lot of other gear. Dark matter is kind of, I almost want to say it's kind of like umbral shards in a way, but it's a lot easier to get. I will say though, dark matter is hard to come by, and it takes a lot to level stuff up. Like, I think for a lot of the artifacts, it takes 250 dark matter to do it, and yeah, that's a lot of dark matter. That's 250 Legos, or I mean, you know, it's a lot of dark matter that you're gonna be spending. This guy's hair, is that a hat? That's gotta be a hat. You gotta love it. Number 8. Actually, let's stay on the dark matter. Dark matter you can get from salvaging Legos, salvaging some epic gear.
Hi guys, I love you.
PvP track, open world PvP. You get it from everywhere, so don't fret if you think it's gonna be hard to get a hold of. It's not like umbral shards anymore where you have to do expeditions. You can get it from almost everywhere, which is great. Okay, now on to number 8. I kind of talked about this earlier. Open world PvP drops are now extremely viable, and that's all I'm gonna say. Open world PvP drops are really viable right now. Go out, flag up. You have nothing to lose besides, maybe a little bit of time here and there, but go out and flag up. It's fun. Good stuff. Number 9 on the list. New named items can be upgraded to 700. Not only that, but named items and artifacts, you can change the last perk on the artifacts and the legendaries. So, for instance, the Butcher. I have this rolled with Trenchant Strikes. I can actually craft this, let's call it crafting again, and re-roll that last perk to whatever I want. You can re-roll this last perk. So now it's going to be way easier to get your BIS gear. Not only that, but a lot of the named items that drop that you can also upgrade to 700, and you can change this last perk. It's always the last perk. It's never, you don't get to pick. It's always for some reason the last one. But some weapons in the open world might have, like, for instance, Keenly Jagged and Enchanted. You know, it might have some really good perks on them in general. And the last perk might be, what's a crappy perk? Let's say Empowering Rolling Blade. I'm not saying that's a crappy one, I actually like that. But if it's a crappy perk you don't want, you can always replace it. But here's a big thing with this. Those open world drops from mobs or from bosses now are BOE, bind on equip, which means you can sell them in the market. So if you go through and you find some stuff that's worthwhile, check the New World database, find stuff that's actually has some good 2 to 3 perkers or whatever Legos are now. I think they're still 3 perkers, I think. You can farm said monster, get a couple of them, sell them on the market, and make some good early money as well doing that. So that's another way to also make money. And really, that's pretty much it. So number 10 is going to be, I'm just going to say, every type of content now is actually rewarding. Invasions, open world PvP, OPR, arenas, expeditions. Everything is legitimately rewarding now. Note that some of the artifacts you do have to get through expeditions. Some of them only come through PvP tracks. For instance, this lovely shield is only a PvP track available, which that's rough, but I mean I do love it, so I'm gonna be going for it for sure. But generally speaking, they really, really open up the game. I mean, I would have to say, if you're on the fence about New World right now, and you're not doing the PTR, then there's something wrong with you. If you're on the fence, they're literally giving you the option to come into their world, try out the expansion, try out mounts, try out all the artifacts, try out the new area, which is beautiful. It's a lot of fun. I had a pretty good time down there. Just, if you're on the fence, try the PTR. If you don't try the PTR, then you shouldn't say anything, let's be honest. If you're not coming in here to try stuff out, then why say anything about that game? But that's going to be it, guys. I appreciate you all. Peace out.
I don't want to go on the PTR. The information gets erased, and that's not okay with me. I've never liked PTRs. That information is erased, and I'm sorry, but that's just not how my work.
Hidden costs of long play times in modern gaming.
Yeah, I did want to watch this, but I don't want to.
How many games do you currently have that are halfway finished? Do you tell yourself, yeah, I'll get back to that, knowing fully.
Like 5. Yeah, like 5.
I want to see the hidden costs of long play times in modern gaming, right?
Right now, ask yourself, how many games do you currently have that are halfway finished? Do you tell yourself, yeah, I'll get back to that, knowing fully well you won't? Or even worse, games that you'd love to play but have been gathering dust because you literally don't have the time to play them at all. A lot. Yeah, a lot. Hey fellas, it's your friendly neighborhood circle guy. Today, I want to jump into what I believe to be a massive contributor to the problem I just mentioned and spout my gaming opinions that absolutely nobody asked for. Charles, bring me my soapbox. I don't think it is necessarily a good thing for every game to try to have hundreds of hours of gameplay. Okay, let me explain. Lately, I've seen a shift in mainstream gaming. This Hail Mary attempt at a forever game. Something with endless content. Something you could play infinitely. And I'm not talking about games that can technically be played as long as you want. I'm specifically talking about games with an overabundance of scripted, achievable things. Quests, missions, moments, that juicy content. Games like MMOs and certain RPGs aren't really new to this grind.
I need you to slay 1,000 spoilers for no reason whatsoever other than to increase playtime.
Ooh, this is exciting. Does this come with a vest and a name tag? Because I wasn't aware I just clocked in my new place of fucking employment! Now, video game grinding has existed since the birth of at-home game consoles. Older games would increase the difficulty or remove checkpoints as a way to keep the player playing, mostly due to hardware limitations. When your cartridge housed a few megabytes of storage, sometimes kilobytes, it was up to the developer on how to keep you tethered while simultaneously making sure you didn't blaze through the game. It was clever, often bullshit, but an understandable practice. This isn't necessarily what I'm getting at here, but it's the foundation of this fabricated playtime that I want to jump into. It matters knowing this, but being able to differentiate this somewhat necessary archaic version and the new abomination we'd later receive. But sure, I get it. We want our games to last a while. We never want fun experiences to end. And on top of that, we also want some bang for our buck. Nothing feels worse than being hyped for a game for months just to have it last a few hours. But I got some issues with how every single goddamn game is expected to last forever now. Live service games drip feeding their players with season after season of updates, reused content, weird time-consuming systems where they don't need to be, crafting is literally fucking everything, it seems. Where is the fucking crafting? God! And this isn't even the end of it. Even before updates and additional content post-launch, every game is expected to also release with enough content to keep you busy until you're fucking dead. Some of you may think, well, isn't it good to strive for more rather than to settle for less? And that would be the case if it weren't for the glaring fact that this current time-sucking content hellscape is lowering the quality of games across the board consistently. Not only do so many games try to promise this unobtainable content paradise, but nearly all of them fail when they do. Content gets rushed, recycled, or even cut and resold later on at an additional cost. A finished game filled with a ton of content and post-launch content on the way being developed during a spike in crunch culture is the single worst recipe an evil witch could brew up in her comically large evil cauldron.
What are we making, Master? Infinite Radiant Quest!
So, what exactly is content? Nowadays, games want to be a buffet of content, where not really much of it is that great, but oh wow, holy shit, there's so much here. They even got that weird-ass dumpling with old meat in it. Sometimes they'll even add to it and drip-feed paid content like battle passes, and other times they'll have seasonal events meant to weaponize FOMO. I know this argument has been made about DLC and pre-order expansion passes and stuff, but I think the real issue here has been brushed under the rug, and that's the fact that more games today are attempting to steal your attention forever, and almost no game can do that through quality. Far Cry 6, Dying Light 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, Horizon Forbidden West, Watch Dogs Legion, Days Gone, Outriders, Biomutant, Gotham Knights, basically every single Assassin's Creed game ever made, and especially Death Stranding. You know what all of these games
And that's why, right there, you know why I dislike every Assassin's Creed game ever made, because they're all the same, they're all the same thing. Hundreds of collectibles, tons of crafting, and stupid shit that you don't need to do. Too much walking, too much land, too much jumping and running around, and all this other stuff that aren't actually core gameplay elements to the whole experience. And so I posit that Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 were good. 4. Beyond that, you're basically just cash grabbing. Sure, I don't think anybody wanted Assassin's Creed to go to be like 17 titles. I don't think anybody thought of that. I guarantee you, most people are thinking maybe 4, right? 4 good games is enough. Start a new license. You guys are up on number 13 to 15 or something like that. And that's you. It's not us. It's you. It's you. You cash grabbed all these games. You Witcher 3'd our Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, and Cyberpunk'd our fucking Witchers, and you just kept going, and you haven't even like made that many games. And I don't know. It's like, or I'm sorry, you Assassin's Creed'd our Assassin's Creed is a lot better of it. Example. So I have to go in there. Special sword and seal. Okay.
And the fact that if you removed half of the content, you'd only be improving the final product. If your game supposedly has a wealth of amazing things, I want to see them. Why would you hide them behind walls of garbage filler? And of course I don't expect every game to blow my mind every 10 milliseconds like a toddler with short-term memory loss. That's not the issue. And dude, I understand online multiplayer and single-player games have vastly different expectations and common features, but I'm conflating the two mostly because this issue is prevalent in both. What I'm getting at is, one day I will be dead. One day I will be cuddled up with the worms and moles of the world, but before that inevitable day comes, I will be enjoying video games as much as I can. And when I have to balance my work, social life, sleep, and other stuff with video games, that leaves me with an extremely small sliver of time for those games. And when I expand that inner sliver, you're gonna see I don't have a lot of time to fuck around doing nothing in that! And that's coming from a dude where video games is a portion of my job. This is even worse for everyone else. There is so much fluff, filling, padding, and stuffing in modern video games, and the longer a game's average playtime gets, the more you're gonna be waiting to make something. Forced long travel, backtracking, randomly imposed roadblocks that only exist to increase game length. As a kid, these things are awesome because you have all the time in the world. But when I hop on a game now for 2 hours and get almost nothing done, I feel like a damn stooge. Nowadays, someone will recommend me a game like,
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's only about 6 hours long, but
what did you just say?
it's about 6 hours long?
You don't know how much I needed to hear that.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Because it's a goal that's actually attainable. Jumping back to that backlog of unfinished games I previously mentioned in the intro, really think back to those games. How often were you actually immersed?
So sure, we would all like 6-hour masterpieces, but I don't think you'd like it as much as you think. I think you like your 60 to 300-hour games, and I think you just want to say the opposite because it gets you hits. Oh, sorry. But if every game was like Senua's Sacrifice or Plague Tale Requiem, you wouldn't be that happy. You'd be like, wow, I beat this game in 7 hours. I started this game at like 1 in the afternoon and it's 8 o'clock and I'm done. Does that really sound that good? It sounds like, and it was an amazing experience, so I'll never forget it. But like 7 hours though, dude, or whatever, 10, 12,
First, or engaged in the
I mean, are you really suggesting that we spend $60 on like 10 hours of entertainment in the video game sector? I don't know about that. Sure, if it's Dynamite, sure. But I was pretty happy with my 160 hours in Elden Ring, 40 of which I wouldn't have even have done, I don't think, if my friend wasn't playing. And, you know, I don't know. I'm just, you know, I don't see what's wrong with that. And yes, Elden Ring had fucking horrible, like, crafting buff, I'm sorry, fluff. Elden Ring had horrible gathering fluff. It had inherent problems with the engine where if you didn't know about Vigor, you could die too much. All these other things that definitely like stole your time. That didn't need to, but almost all these things were optional. You could put Vigor in your health bar and you wouldn't die. You could not gather if you didn't want to. God damn it, this isn't it. Is that it? It is. Oh good. Oh good, oh good. Bingus McDong. Wow. What are we doing here? What? Nice, great wedge. Some wedges stand out, you know. You see about 50 billion wedges a day. Some wedges stand out. This wedge stood out pretty good. I don't know why they still wedge in 2023 after 30 years of darkness, but they really seem to want to wedge us in third-party games all the time. You know, so collision boxes.
experiencing something new or innovative? Or did you maybe abandon the game due to its overabundance of slog and you never even got to the good advertised stuff whatsoever? You see, right there, that is the issue here. It's not expanding the playability, it's restricting it. As I get older, I realize games that have 10 hours of excellent content will almost always be better than games with 30 hours of excellent content and 70 hours of fucking padding.
But look, it has 100 hours of content. Isn't that outstanding?
Deathloop is a great example of a game with background.
Deathloop is not a good example. Oh my god, and you cite with Deathloop? Are you fucking serious? That Arcane's worst piece of shit. And see, this is why I don't want to listen to you about your fucking opinion about how you rather have 10-hour games than 100-hour games. Fucking idiots. It's because you have a 5-second TikTok fucking focus. That's why you want 10-hour games. You can't focus very long because you got a 5-second TikTok attention span. And so then you push Deathloop, which I'm sorry, I just can't think of anybody in the community that's gonna relate to that. I can't think of anybody. Like Deathloop was not some resounding success. It was like a low to middling game that made us all freak out about Arcane, and then they Redfalled us. I'm sure Deathloop's cool. I'm just saying, like, why Deathloop, man? Deathloop isn't too good of a choice. I'm sorry, it's not, though. Of all, like, you could have said Prey. You could have said Prey. You would have done way, way, way better. You could have said Prey. You could be like, Prey is only like 20 hours if you want it. You know, if you really try. You know, and it was really good or whatever, and you little Arcane fanboys wouldn't have Redfall me with fucking Deathloop. But I'm sorry, Deathloop to me is like a Redfall quality title. I'm terribly sorry, but I know it isn't to you because you're the people who are on the side of game journalism that want to say a game is like a 76 when the user score is like 3.8. And this is evinced here. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong about Deathloop. There's a lot of Arcane fanboys. But I mean, let's go look at Deathloop on PC. Deathloop PC Metacritic. And I'm sorry, it's okay for you to cite this game, but I think Prey would have been better. Just saying. No, I mean, the user score was high. People did like Deathloop, yeah. It was generally favorable, got an 88, but I don't know, man. And then 6.5 is really good for I mean, yeah. Yeah, like right, is it good? Is it, hell no, the thing when they give us a 10. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game. Gameplay is solid, art direction, amazing story, it's alright, but it's definitely not a 10. And like, so why do you, there you go, you see? Yeah, like it's definitely not a 10. It's definitely not a 10. I know it's not. I've heard a lot of negative things about this game. And you see all these like really high game is fine, gameplay loop is solid, but that's about all it has. Somewhat interesting setting and premise, but not executed well. That was my assessment as well. And like, I'm sorry, but like, and I did play Deathloop, so you know.
Interesting and concise with its gameplay.
Oh no.
Extremely varied fun.
No, just because you have a TikTok fucking attention span doesn't mean the rest of the fucking world should. The rest of the world is playing old school RuneScape. Did you think that was because, like, you know, that their attention spans is only 10 hours? You know, the whole world's playing like Final Fantasy 14 and like ESO and like old school RuneScape when it comes to RPGs anyways. And, you know, for shooters it's like, you know, CS:GO, Valorant, Apex, you know, PUBG, etc. And like, so in all of these games they're going to have thousands of hours in. And you're pitching this like 10-hour plastic fantastic, one and done. Let's blow $60 on a one-day fucking excursion, you know, or like a 2-day excursion. And I'm sorry, but that's just not economically feasible. It's not economically feasible to make games like that don't have a lot of depth. It's you know.
Or putting down the controller feels a whole lot better than.
Sure, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice or whatever, Plague Tale Requiem was like 10 hours, sure, and they were a good 10 hours, and they have their place. Those games have their place in the market. But if everybody used that model, the game industry would die. It's unique when you have a title like that, because not every title can be like that. Often video games are based around repetition. You know they are. Do you know how many times I ran to Sorcerer's Delve for this crappy 3 quest here? It's just based off repetition. It really is. So it's like, you know, I don't know about 10-hour games, man. It kind of sounds like you want this plastic fantastic, like lotto scratch ticket reality where you turn and burn games one a day, and sure, they're high quality, but they're just churned. You know, what you're actually talking about is quantity over quality. Because I mean, I'm sorry. Well, you're talking about quality over quantity, really, because you're like, oh, make it 10 hours and make it short and make it really good and sweet. Yeah, that's cool. But you gotta remember, most of gamers are all like fucking, like, you know, 12 to like 20. Those guys, they have an attention span that'll do longer games. That's the majority of the market. Now that you're 27 and you have kids, sure, you want your nice little 10-hour, you know, your nice little 10-hour fantasy of a Plague Tale Requiem or whatever. And sure, Plague Tale Requiem was great. But, I mean, I don't know if short equals good. I wouldn't say. It doesn't necessarily equal good. I wouldn't say. Some people are looking for that longer grind, and they want to go log on and do something that totally immerses them, that takes their brain off of whatever their problems are in the real fucking world. And sure, 10-hour games will do that, but then what? Then you got to go shell out another $60 game. I mean, look at that market, right? Let's say you turn and burn $60, $30 to $60 games. You know, and they're all high quality, and they all end in like 12 hours, like Plague Tale Requiem. And there's a lot of them out there. There's probably like 80 games made in the last 5 years that were like that. And so, and you can even beat Elden Ring in 12 hours, I think, if you're good at it. You know, I think you'd have to watch a lot of videos and be super good at it. But if you wanted to crash course Elden Ring, you're an old school Souls-like player, I imagine you could probably do it in 12 hours. It'd be very, very hard. You'd have to like not die on the bosses and watch the videos like for 5 minutes, you know, of repetition each time you went to a boss, and you'd have to really copy the videos and stuff and try to do it that way and crack the locks like in instant real time as you're doing it. But you could probably beat Elden Ring in 12 hours if you were focused and you had a good guide and you were good at Souls-likes. But I mean, really, it's like a 100-hour game to do the right way. And you know, 100 hours worth of sessions isn't that long. When you look at them in like 4-hour chunks, that's like 25 days, which, you know, you're not going to do in 25 days. It's going to, you know, you're doing it more like 12 days a month or something like that, because you're doing this on the weekend if you're a working person. Kids will do it that long, but working people, they generally do about, you know, they generally do about maybe 8 days a month. The Friday, you know, Saturdays and Sundays, they'll play all day. They'll get like a nice, like 16 hours on the weekend done on a game like Elden Ring, and they'll be done in like 2 months or something, and they're pretty happy with it. So this thing about 10-hour games for game journalists, sure, that's great for game journalists because, you know, that's your job and you want to turn and burn in 10 hours and say that you're done with the game in a week, and I posit that you're not, you know, and, you know, that you haven't seen the content. And I'm sorry, but that attitude about plastic fantastic 10-minute games, nope.
Starting up a mission to listen to a dude talk for 48 minutes while I slowly...
Yeah, but I mean, that's called exposition, and you wouldn't have the immersion without it. I'm not going to Amarine. That's not happening. So I'm not really aware of where you want me to go now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah? Alright. Oh, yeah. I gotta go home. Okay. Oh, I'm on missions, huh? So if I want to, I guess I just walk my ass north and do the trail of breadcrumbs all the way there, I guess is what they want. So I could skip corners by teleporting here. Well, really, I don't really want to do these smalls, so I guess I just skip the corner. I just skip the corner and just go up there. Okay, that works for me. Okay. Got to plot my course, you know. Really? I mean, yeah, frankly, I don't care. I'd rather get the... I guess those PvP quests, they're good, but I don't really need them. Ugh. Ugh. Circle Tunes HD, I like him.
We follow him to a destination to retrieve something stupid and walk all the way back.
Do you hear the attitude? Do you hear the snarky attitude? These kids complained about Atomic Heart and Bespoken and all this and Redfall and all this because the heroes are like these snarky brats. But that's all the developer hears all day is these snarky brats talking on their YouTube like channels and stuff. And so they made fun of him by making these lead heroes that are snarky and kind of pissant like this. And he's like, "Oh, I got to go do something stupid to go do something stupid. Log in. I got to do 42 minutes of exposition and all this stuff." And you can hear they're like these little pissant brats who have like TikTok fucking, attention spans. And I'm sorry, but that's just not really how life works. Like, life is what happens when you're making plans. You need to stop and smell the roses and do the exposition. If you don't want the exposition, then don't buy the game. Don't be talking about erase the exposition, because that at that point, what are you buying? You're basically buying like a gameplay loop that they came up with in 5 months, polished, and then put a bunch of fluff and fodder around. That's what most video games are. It's like a good gameplay loop with a bunch of stuff like added to it. Like this game is the Souls-like combat game with a bunch of farming and XP and WoW leveling added to it. And it's good, it's a good game. And it's not a popular game, but it's a good game. And I would say that if this game was 10 hours long, sure, it might be fun and it might be better, but I don't know about good. I don't know if that's good. That's all.
RPGs or farming games that go on for billions of hours shouldn't exist. I mean, Christ, I love RPGs.
Okay, so this guy, is basically the opposite of me, and that's okay. It's cool to be on the opposite sides of something, but I'm like, okay, you want to waste all that fucking time. You want to waste all that, and this is what I would say to him if I met him, right? I'd be like, okay, so you want to waste all that fucking time on 10-hour titles, one after another, on saves that are dead after the 10 hours are done, and you have nothing to show for it except achievements afterwards. Is that really that good of a plan? You want to live off single-player 10-hour experiences the rest of your fucking life. Is that really a good plan?
Obviously, they have their place just as much as short indie experiences do. But my problem is this massive middle blob of games that want to be anything and everything and succeed at nothing, while simultaneously being just, I don't know, boring. It seems so many games don't know what they want to be anymore. Video game genres as a whole seem to be losing their identity.
Ah, yes, my first-person shooter racing farming sim. This game should have RPG elements and base building. Thank God I added multiplayer. You're gonna want to pre-order for early access to the V12 eggplant shotgun.
There's never enough time to do everything you want. The industry is curving in a way where it's becoming far more acceptable to release a game half-baked with the promise of fixing it or improving it later on than to delay or take your time crafting a polished work of art. Back in the day, we didn't get updates, patches, and performance updates. Outside of the occasional international release changes, you had to make sure whatever was on that disc or cartridge was worthy of its price tag. And often it wasn't, in fairness. But this rush games out the door, time-crunching development hellworld we live in was partially forged in the same crucible that invented the notion that every game must last forever. You know, it actually made me happy to hear when God of War Ragnarok got delayed. Most of the time, delays are positive. Waiting for a refined product will always be better than getting an underdeveloped mess quicker. But gamers suck. Gamers are seriously my least favorite group of people, and I should know I'm sadly one of them. No matter what you try to do, they'll never be happy.
Oh boy, which route, developer? Release the game too soon and get shit on, or delay a game and still get shit on? The choice is yours, my friend.
Speaking of crunch, while writing this video, me and my friends made the extremely poor decision of firing up Anthem. Remember that travesty? It's on Game Pass anyway, and we did this on the condition that we'd only check out the mainline content, none of the grindy, worthless crap. Because yeah, mech suits that fly around controlling the fucking weather is pretty badass.
No, it's not, though. It's not. It's bullshit Space Marine shit that doesn't have a basis in reality, that will never have. You're never gonna be Storm from X-Men in a fucking Magneto Metal Gear suit that can freeze stuff around you. Now, it's possible to make this, but are you gonna be this on a battlefield full of mobs ever? No, and that's why the premise is fucking bad. It has no application to the real world. The immersion is good, but it's just over the top. I know you guys like Titanfall, but I think the more Titanfall shooters get, like, honestly, the worse they are. I think as far as Titanfall goes, Fortnite no build was about as far as we needed to go with mobility and shooters.
The art design is breathtaking. The sound design is superb. The game plays and feels amazing. Everything is snappy and crisp. Just flying around is enjoyable. But you know what isn't enjoyable? The fact that this game went through development hell trying to be a Destiny killer by adding grindy, unintuitive, stupid systems that uproot you from the actual fun moments just to shove some UI disaster or worthless dialogue in your face. Anytime you're caught red-handed having fun, the game forces you to stop everything you're doing so you can go not have fun. Thank God, fellas, I forgot these games were supposed to make me miserable. What? These types of games hold the concept of end game content over your head as if you have to sift through the garbage to make it to the real game. But guess what, dipshit? I didn't make it to the end game content because the base game fucking sucked. Anthem could have been an extremely fun 8 to 10 hour co-op action game, but we just couldn't have that because BioWare was apparently visited by 3 ghosts that night. The ghost of a worthless open world,
the ghost of never being valuable ever in the first place, and
the ghost of repetitive missions, and the ghost of tedious, stupid crafting.
Like every BioWare game. Like every BioWare game.
Unanimously push for. In the way this segment hopefully ties a bow around the point I'm making, the vision of every game also needs to find its little bow. Look at him go. Oh, whoa, shit. I firmly believe aimless single-player checklist games are some of the worst games ever made. They don't respect your time, they don't strive for anything meaningful, they're a job with no pay and a boss that demands too much of you. These forever endlessly supported multiplayer games would always rather drag a carrot on a stick than actually make worthwhile gameplay features. There is a wealth of outstanding AAA and indie games that don't fall into this massive, all-consuming category that I challenge you to seek out and enjoy. Here's an extremely varied list of games that properly appreciate your time, that you can utilize as medicine whenever you feel yourself falling into these traps. Now listen, I know this list is psychotic, unorganized, and truly deranged, but I think these games perfectly emphasize what I'm talking about. All of these games are super fun, and they're consistently fun and diversely engaging the whole time despite being extremely different from one another. And just as a wise man once said, if the game's not fun, why bother? My brand new game, Fool's Blade, has now successfully, handily defeated Call of Duty's new board game.
Oh, wait a minute. Why did your game get funded? 1,600 backers, sir.
Good. That's one less loose end. I'm actually serious about this. Look at this. They got a head start on us and they got 1,600 and some backers. We started after them and just broke 9,000. That is insane. I still can't believe this. And on a less goofy note, thank you guys so much for the galactic level of support and hype you've shown for Fool's Blade. I actually can't believe it. You guys took my expectations, crumpled them up, and threw them in the nearest dumpster. I can't believe we've reached the numbers that we had. This is my most favorite thing I have ever created, and I couldn't be happier with the reception to it. Also, if you want to see like a chill, casual, long play of the game, just a walkthrough I made with my friends, you can check that out in the description too. But thank you guys so much again. Fool's Blade is just... I'm so proud of it, and I'm so glad that you guys are excited for it.
Please show some mercy to me. I'm just a tiny indie company worth a few $1 billion. How can you be beating me if you just...
Call of Duty, the board game.
Right now, ask yourself, how many...
Fucking serious?
Hello, it's me, CircleTunes HD, the guy that's known worldwide for playing every single video game and not only beating each one, but 100%ing all of them. And to be honest, I've been thinking a lot about the combat in video games. I mean, we all love beating the souls out of things so much, they made a goddamn genre out of it, so it's clearly integral to our happiness, so who am I to judge? Hey, Sam, you're not playing Football Manager over there again, are you?
Oh, shit. No way, sir.
Well, it's our rule here, Sam. You know it.
No dweebs.
Atta, buddy. No matter what your taste, you're more than likely gonna find some sort of bloodshed in the games you play. And I think I've finally figured out what makes the best video game combat. Now, I know video game combat is pretty damn vague. I'm aware of that. So today I'd like to break down what I believe to be the magic formula that makes perfect video game action. And the few games I think came pretty close to nailing it. Okay, boys, get your pots in your pans, because we're making gamer battle soup! And all it takes is 5 ingredients. The first ingredient being...
Oh boy, give me some. Can I try a bite?
What? It's not even ready yet. Can someone get this guy off my set? Where is security? Okay, so the first ingredient is agency. Having the ability to move where you want, strike when you need to, and fight the way you want to fight is one of the most crucial aspects of video game battles. I believe that means one character with independent movement and a wide range of abilities. You should be able to see your target and instantly theorize how you want to handle the situation, meaning it has to be decently open world in a sense. Being able to not engage in combat is just as important as being able to. This can be done through stealth, optional segments, or even challenge areas where you get massive rewards for completing them, but it should be up to you.
A demon portal, where if I enter and destroy 10 ghouls in 20 seconds, I get 500 XP. That sounds pretty good.
If a game glues you to a narrow set path, it can really make playthroughs feel similar, which isn't necessarily bad, but variety is great, especially when talking to a friend about their playthrough. Yeah, man, I struggled with that third boss. It took me like 30 minutes of shooting arrows at his face to take him down.
Really? Are you serious? He's weak to bombs. You set up one massive trap and kill him in one hit.
What? As fun as turn-based games can be, I think those games are more like resource management-filled chess battles, and I'm personally talking about games with more simulated combat. Most turn-based games can be played with a paper and pen, but if you physically want to play an action combat game, you'd have to do it a bit differently.
Hey, big bro. I don't think I want to play Batman with you anymore. And why do I have to be labeled goon number 27?
Okay, good. We're focused. Okay, our second ingredient is control. I'm just gonna say it. Button mashing is goddamn stupid. Combat should be fun and engaging. I want to fall in love and get married to the combat system.
You now pronounce your control scheme that rewards skilled play.
Oh, damn, the shit was. The control scheme should be pushed to its absolute limit. If the combat loop is mash 1 or 2 buttons, only to pause and hit the counter button when an enemy has a massive sign above their head, as cool as it may look, it's not really interesting. Fuck, you got like 37 buttons on these goddamn things. Use them. I want to see every button utilized and having its own purpose, then combine some buttons to have additional uses later on. If the game starts out simple, that's fine, but as time goes on, I want to see players moving their controller like they're a professional goddamn pianist. Weirdly enough, the actual camera placement can greatly impact what the control scheme can do, from movement options to combat. Rolling, blocking, and cover systems, for instance, some of the best features you can implement in an action game. You'll find most of the best versions of these in third-person games. First-person games will often add sliding, dashing, hovering, because it can be really disorienting to add additional animations that break that FPS flow. Let's take a look at Halo 4's dash and Halo 5's ground slam. Coming out of first person for a few seconds only to re-enter it again is super awkward and makes the flow of combat combat clunky and weird. Unless you're Doom, which has mastered FPS movement and gameplay, the game being first person can be a huge handicap when it comes
Mastered
to
it?
combat,
Are you
especially if it's
fucking
like
kidding me?
That's coming from, like, the biggest...
Are you fucking kidding me? Is there even a sniper rifle in Doom? Yeah, oh my god. Mastered it? Doom 2016 or Eternal did not master fucking first player shooter combat. I would say that's Fortnite. No. Like, that's Fortnite. I'm sorry. Doom did not... I'm sorry. Is there even a sniper rifle in Doom? Come on.
Fan of FPS games, alright? I shill for Halo 3 like every 9 milliseconds. When the camera is third person, the game can create way more scenarios
yeah,
for
you
you to
do.
be like a badass. Rotating 180 degrees to perfectly slap that backstabber you saw coming behind you? Or how about dodging 3 wolves at the same time because you see them coming from all angles? Taking damage from behind in first person feels more like a betrayal of your senses, or just, whoops, guess I took damage. First person games will add that like radio danger indicator thing or loud as hell music to let you know something is behind you. Finally, lunch break. Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? I said no pickle. Show yourself! Who's there? What do you want from me? So, in summary, camera angles and complex but understandable controls can go a really long way. And now that we've got the actual player side of things down, let's move on to what the game should actually throw at us. Our third ingredient is imbalance. The goal of almost any action game is to overcome challenges and grow through player experience. But this should always be a tug-of-war style system. Slay many things, get stronger, lose battle, learn from mistakes. If only I could learn from my mistakes! The game should unleash obstacle after obstacle designed to challenge you, and in the end, for you also to succeed. It should train and teach the player multiple mechanics and enemy types and how to handle each one. But the second you get comfortable with them, it should completely weaponize that comfortability. Let's take our boy Carl over here. He's got a big shield and a lot of social anxiety.
Hey, why'd you have to tell him
Shut
that?
up! You can either flank him from behind or break his guard with a shove attack, staggering him and leaving him open to be slapped around a little bit. But once you're pretty good with that system, the game should introduce a new shield enemy that, when shoved, shoves back harder, making you fall on the ground and exposing your poop pants. No, stop looking, please! I swear it's just dirt! It's just dirt! In the same vein, difficulty and power levels should also change and adapt over time. An enemy type that at the beginning they might throw 1 or 2 at you, later on you should be able to mow down 5 or 6. You should be able to feel the progression. One of the worst things you can do is have every single thing scale with the player. If at level 1 you do 1 damage to a 10 health enemy, but at level 30 you do 10,000 damage to the same creature that now has 100,000 health, congratulations! Literally nothing has changed. Big number mean I'm big man. You're falling for a government lie. You're a drone. Wake up! Wake up! Did someone drug my drink again? Was it you, Terry? God, I can't do this show anymore. Oh, what step are we on? 4? We're on the 4th one? Okay, 4th ingredient is, evolution.
These weird psychotic, like, breaks that you have on the video, like, are they really necessary? They aren't funny. Like...
Like Pokemon evolving, dumbass. Even Pokemon evolving can suck. Look at Crabominable, one of the worst evolutions ever, coming from a pretty good Pokemon, Cabrawler.
It's bullshit.
Cabrawler.
Is the evolution and slow change of the game's combat and flow. If 20 hours goes by and you're not really doing anything different, either the game doesn't have meaningful changes for you to pick from, or whatever worked from the start is just good enough. The combat structure must have huge incentives or requirements for progression. The last thing you want is for the player to feel like they have to get through the combat sections. Skill trees, item scaling, permanent upgrades. These are some ways you can advance a game's combat mechanics, but when you do them fucking right, please. I don't want to see a skill tree filled with meaningless shit like
2% more damage with pistols. Swords now deal more damage to vegetarian scorpions.
your toaster now toasts toast 18% faster.
Oh boy, this is definitely the height of fantasy.
Give me some comprehensive, interesting upgrades, man. I'm starving out here, please. You know a game's upgrades are good when you instantly wonder how you played the game without them. Now, I'm not saying the best combat has to involve deep, insanely complicated builds, but there's a sweet spot between fresh and interesting gameplay options and bogging a player down with needless choice or completely abandoning progression as a whole. It is all about the balance, baby. Now, before we get to the final ingredient, you probably have some ideas in your head, some games that have all of these components.
Yeah, over here. Assassin's Creed.
Your first thought might be, what if fighting games obviously have the best combat? And that's a tricky one because clearly games like Tekken, Smash, For Honor have really varied, interesting fighting mechanics and anyone can play them for hours. But one of the main points I'm trying to make, and as crazy as it seems, is that I think combat combat in games transcend the actual fighting aspect. It's the risk management, the one versus the world factor. It's the quest and the reward. It goes into immersive action combat than the actual battles themselves. Does that make sense, or am I just stupid? Anyway, that finally brings me to the final ingredient, and without this, the others fall apart completely. So the final thing we have to add is clarity. Basically, just understanding what the fuck is even going on here. One of the worst things a game can do, and it might be my only critique with Doom, is when a game slowly, beautifully hypes up a boss or enemy just to have some
Hey, here's this guy's exact weaknesses and stuff.
some pop-up appear telling you exactly how to beat the enemy or what to do. It completely takes away your involvement as a player and moves to a game of you reading a fucking manual on how to build a goddamn IKEA chair. Abilities, enemies, traveling, inventory systems. A game should be able to convey its own systems through the gameplay. Returnal does an excellent job with its color-coded item and projectile system, where you can be making 1,000 choices in a second, yet it comes so naturally. Short tutorials are one thing, but when the gameplay often takes a backseat to the literal
Oh yeah,
tutorial
didn't
about
Returnal
the
come
gameplay,
to
your
PC?
game is backwards. We've all been there. We've taken a long break from a game, maybe a month or two, and when we hop back into a non-intuitive combat-filled game, it's like learning a fucking language again. In addition to this, a game should be able to convey weakness and strength through cause and effect. Show me that dude doesn't like water. Show me how my sword ricochets off the arms of the dragon but slices through the tail like hot butter. I'm a functioning man with a functioning brain. Let me figure things out. This is a goddamn video game. It's meant to be played. With all of these ingredients combined, understanding agency, control, imbalance, evolution, and finally clarity. One thing brings all of these aspects together. It's their mutual love for discovery and imagination. A good combat system will act almost like a puzzle, asking of you answer after answer, be that correct button presses, stat management, timing, reflex, knowledge of your surroundings. And if you successfully solve that puzzle, your reward is involvement in a fantastic world.
Hey, get on with it! We got shit to do!
Man, shut up! We gave you free tickets! What the hell are you complaining about, man? Well, I mean, anyway, our gamer soup is done, so let's just see what game we made, I guess. Interesting combat scenarios with varied enemies, all with different weaknesses and balance. Some of them have the best feeling controls I've ever seen in a combat-centric game, where every button matters and the literal controller scheme evolves with the player. Difficulty ranges from pretty easy skill trees, items, and combat upgrades that wildly impact actual gameplay. Fluid but weighty animations that blend seamlessly together, accompanied by incredible sound design. God, it's so good! I could literally go on and on about how God of War ticks all 5 boxes.
It's weird because it seems like he's on Steam, but I think he actually just pounded 2 Bang energy drinks. And it seems like he's on speed, and you'd have to be a methamphetamine addict to actually understand what he's saying most of the time. He's speaking so fast, and I mean, or a kid, and that's okay. But man, it's weird, man. Like, okay, after doing 13 years, I think, of methamphetamine use, I feel like I would need speed to be able to even understand what this guy is saying. You know.
Boxes that I previously mentioned, but is it perfect? And the truth is, no game's combat is perfect.
He is definitely speeding up he packed the video full of stuff, and he's speeding up the speed as well of the video.
Some may come closer than others, but it's honestly up to you to find what you like. But I fully believe using these 5 criteria can really help you narrow it down. And you might even play some games you never thought you would before. If you want to play some games with incredible combat that I fully recommend, there you go. Enjoy, go have fun. But if I can leave you with one thing today, it's that games that require you to hit the counter button a million times over are fucking stupid. Fuck you all!
That was like a school or an office shooting at the end. He used school and office shooting as humor at the end. And I didn't find it funny. I did not find that funny. I think it's funny because you never, like, dealt with it or been a victim of it. But it's my sort of internet humor that I've always hated about the internet.
What's up, everybody? This is the React Man here, and today I want to discuss reaction content on YouTube and Twitch. What year is it? I thought this issue was solved and done with back in 2016 and 17, when the entire YouTube community came together to condemn this degenerate, thieving type of content. If you didn't know, there's been quite a bit of drama. But this all started with two incidents, one of them being MMO posting a JFK documentary, which XQC and Hassan both reacted to and uploaded a video, copying the title, thumbnail, and metadata, and re-uploading this reaction so soon after the original upload did feel a bit scummy. And the other instance that sparked this discussion was the ongoing feud between Jax Films and Sniper Wolf. But to start off, I really want to hear what Hassan has to say about all this. So we're going to be checking out one of his videos. This is responding to this again, Reactgate, okay?
Austinox can't help himself, has to get me into trouble. But this is actually informative and pretty good, so I'm going to cover this part of it. The irony is, Austinox himself is an individual entity, okay? He is my editor, but he also works with other people, and this is what he does. He with his own thoughts, with his own opinions, but because we are so conditioned into thinking like, oh no, dude, he's your slave. Everything that he does at your behest. When Austinox is talking about Reactgate or whatever, he gets super mad.
You know, this is kind of loud. There we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to make some steel bars. I figure if I'm going to be reacting to content, I might as well be grinding something in RuneScape. I'm pioneering a whole new type of reaction content. But as my name suggests, I am the ultimate authority on React content. The trademark is pending, but I think I will manage to wrestle it from the slimy hands of the fine bros. Criticism of reaction content has blown up in the last few weeks, and since Content Cop turned in his badge and isn't patrolling the streets, many bad actors have gotten complacent. However, before talking about the bad type of reaction content, let's talk about the best. Old H3H3 videos are still top tier in this regard. Some of Ethan's most popular videos are just reactions, but they're way more than that, because he would incorporate skits, he would only play segments of the videos, not the entire things.
Are you a game assassin, dude? You probably fucking sick!
And in most cases, his reactions made the content he was reacting to bearable.
What's up, guys? I'm Mo Bradbury. I'm Ethan Bradbury.
I cannot get over his gaze.
I can't even focus on what he's saying.
I'm Ethan Bradbury.
I think these are the best kinds of react videos, where the reaction or the response is the main focus or the main source of entertainment. This is what all reaction content should strive to do, be equally or more entertaining than the thing they're reacting to. And even when Ethan would play clips without him talking for extended periods, he'd add his own little edits in, make it transformative.
Be connected!
That shit is still legendary. This, in my opinion, is reaction content at its best. But if you want to see reaction content at its most deplorable, none do it worse than Sniper Wolf.
This dude is running sideways.
What? What she does is steal viral TikToks and reacts. I can't put enough quotation marks in that word, but she spams out these react videos on her channel like a soulless factory production. Usually her editors make sure to crop out the watermarks of the user, and she never links these accounts in the description or gives them any shout out whatsoever. It is cold, calculated content thievery.
Stop! You violated the law.
He reaps all the benefits. The Sniper Wolf's content is so lazy, soulless, boring, repetitive, stale, inhuman, and devoid of personality that Jax Films started a video series to improve her content, where he plays bingo with his audience as they wait and predict how she will react to a TikTok. He does this live on stream, so these are genuine predictions he makes.
Very strong chance Sniper Wolf will read the caption verbatim.
I opened my beats the wrong way.
Yeah. Please go to your bingo cards and please select reading caption word for word. Oh no, now they're not in their little dividers anymore. I really want that close up. Oh, I really want that. Let's see.
Oh no.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Sniper Wolf! I can read you like a book.
As a content creator who takes great pride in what I do, I would be fucking ashamed and utterly demoralized if anybody could do this with my videos. When faced with this criticism, how did Sister Sniper Wolf take it?
No. If you're reacting to viral TikTok videos, there's a whole script and a whole execution, and certain cues are going to make you say certain things, and you've got to commit emotionally, so there's going to be some hyperbole and some reaction and some mortification and some disdain and disgust and all this stuff. And all of it has pretty much been done before, gonna be done again. It's par for the course, and I would say if you're after her for repetition, my suggestion to you is to go to tape something that you like, I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel Show or something like that, right? And watch like 10 of them in a row. And you're gonna begin to understand that the show, if you ever saw it once, you've seen it 5,000 times. And react content to viral TikToks would be the most scripted, rehearsed. I mean, because the videos are like, what, 15 to 60 seconds long? So this poor girl probably has to go through like 400 of them a day or something like that. It just reacts to everything that comes out of the society. And that is going to make you so scripted and so predictable. And you guys give her disdain for this. And I say no. Anybody living on that kind of crazy technological front line like that is doing just great. And if they're scripted, can you blame them? That's what entertainment fucking is. Entertainment is scripted. It is reaction. It is live and in real time. You know, usually not always, but not live. But I mean, like, it's live when it's recorded, or it's live when it's, you know, when it's like live on stream. And so this thing about, oh, she's scripted. Yeah, she's scripted because it's the same 5,000 videos, all with different content. But I mean, it's the same 5,000 videos 5,000 times. She's going to end up being scripted and one and the same, because the nature of TikTok videos is like scrolling on TikTok pretty much. It's repetitive. It's a certain reaction every single time. Can it elicit a response in you?
You guessed it, by blaming sexism. I hate bringing gender into this, but no.
Yeah, and she's like, is this a male man on woman thing? She didn't really understand it. She's like, why do you attack me so much, right? She probably didn't understand it. She was like, why do you attack me so much? Is it a woman thing? Because that's kind of like how random and stupid it is. It's not that. It's that the person's obsessed and she is their drug, and they watched her so much for so long that they can script everything she does and everything she says, and they're sick of her, and they want her to lose her career, and they attack her in public and all this stupid ass hater, fucking tiny pee-pee, smelly goblin bullshit, right? And and that's the actual like situation. It's she comes up like with no reason why she would ever be treated that way. She literally has she can't think of a reason, right? Now I've got to respec and get exactly 100. Yep. Oh, except that's wrong. It's actually, yeah, that's it. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Male react channels.
Are you sure about that?
No, 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 and no.
No, you're bringing gender into this because it's your only defense. Because you know as well as we do that what you do is morally wrong and you produce shit tier content. Side note, you should also subscribe to Jack's Films and watch his live streams on Twitch. He goes out of his way to point out each TikTok user that Sissa Sniper Wolf refuses to credit and steals content from, and he links their profile in the description of his videos. So it's Jack's Films is doing your job for you. He's making your content interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind that, honestly. What is wrong with that? The other thing, like, you want to know why Sniper Wolf thought it was a sexism thing? Is because she's got an audience of like 80,000 people who are entertained by her every single fucking day. So she's like, is this a woman thing? Why are you targeting me? Because she doesn't understand it, and I don't really either. It's entertaining. It's technically free. You can give it money if you want, but it's entertainment for free. And I don't really understand the vitriol in the attacks. Is it a woman thing? Because it kind of comes across like that. Is it because she's a woman? Really? Because I'm sorry, did her giving you, like 20,000 hours of free entertainment or whatever over the last 2 years or whatever, did that really make you want to go out and make a hateful video about her? This is the reality too. Did you charge her? Did you pay her for the 20,000 hours of entertainment over 2 years? And after, I guarantee you donated to her at some point. You began to admit that you liked her. And you thank her by basically, like she asks at the end, is it a gender thing? Because you thank her for all that free entertainment by trying to assassinate her career by showing how repetitive she's gotten. But yes, it's Vine and TikTok. It's going to be goddamn repetitive to chew through 60 fucking memes in 60 fucking minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's 60 memes for 60 minutes, right? So she goes through like 400 fucking memes or whatever in like 4 hours every single fucking day of her life. You don't think that might get a little formulaic? Yeah. And you pointed out like it's some kind of hateful thing. She's going to think it's a gender thing. Because really, your argument isn't goddamn based in reality. You get all this free fucking entertainment, and then you fucking go attack the person. Because you're addicted to attack, and you're obsessed and all this other stuff. And I'm sorry, but at that point, what is it? Is it a gender thing? Is it a weight thing? Is it like a classist thing? I mean, I'm sorry, but like at that point, you just sound like a sick person who's like a hand grenade stuck on exploding that just never stops exploding on people around them. And yeah, React content, so especially TikTok, is going to be fucking repetitive. You can sit there for 2 hours and watch the hottest girl on the planet titter at the hottest, at the funniest TikToks in the world, whatever's big that day, right? And sure, it's going to be formulaic because she fires up a video, she gives you her response, she gets her oh shit moment, oh look at that, ha ha ha, or oh, that kind of stuff. She gives you a reaction, she zooms in, she's got a camera thing, she's good at it, she's got a team and a couple of editors, and they're making millions of dollars, so they're not fucking around, and they get their edit right and all this stuff. And you attack them. Why? You attack them. Why? Because they're successful, or a woman, or they're liberal, or something, or they're fat, or they aren't like you, or they don't live in the basement like you. They have their own home and you don't, or something. I don't know what it is, but it's swear to God, it's like jealousy turned into some kind of fucking trolling.
Stealing from.
It's like jealousy turned to trolling into like stealing into like basically attack. And I don't really understand this about this. It's entertainment. It never be like Hollywood was like this, but it never needed to be like this. Hollywood didn't need to be like this. Die.
If you watch any of Sister Sniper Wolf's content for more than a few minutes, not that you'd be able to, as a few days later the police would find your brain splattered against the wall, but if you even just watch one video of hers, you'll notice Sniper Wolf has this odd pattern of narrating what we can all see with our own eyeballs.
Some chalky milk.
Yes, because that's what React commentary is.
So much so.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, like, that's what it is. She watches a 60-second video, or not even, like 13 seconds sometimes. 13 seconds to 36 seconds. She's got 48 seconds, and she's got to fill this time with entertainment, or it's not React content. So she does the obvious stuff. She self-narrates the video. She reads out loud for the people who are too lazy to read. Or aren't watching the screen at the moment. She titters and laughs, and she gives the emotional response, or the angry response, or the unhappy response, or the commentary, or whatever. She pauses it maybe if she needs to, but she tries not to. And she definitely, is good at this, right? And yeah, all of that is a formula. And I would say that if you consider any work in the world, from it being like a burger flipper to a cashier to like say a ship's pilot or I'm sorry, a ship's captain or a pilot of an airplane, or like a football manager, or like a fucking politician, right? It's all playbooks, it's all repetition, it's all fucking like scripts, and it's all fucking like repetition and stuff, and they make it look professional and like it's organic and stuff, but no, it's not. It's not really professional. It's I'm getting weird flickering off this lamp. Anyways. Yeah, like, I don't see why Formula was why you attacked her. Formula is all that goddamn content is. It's not that the community it's Formula because her taste is probably better than theirs because she does this all day professionally. They have jobs and lives and kids and family and boyfriends and girlfriends and everything in between. Gender orientations, all these other things. They've got lives. They're real people. They're, you know, they're even if they're kids in high school, it doesn't matter. They're still real people. So she does the best she can, just like I'm doing right now, to fill every single fucking second with good entertainment and like, you know, and try to be solidly there and walk people along the avenues of the life that she's seeing in real time, and give them her play-by-plays as it happens and live and in real time. And this is the interactive nature of streaming. And so, yes, I would say the one thing that it absolutely needs to be, like any good cashier or any good taxi driver, things that I've been, for instance, or any good thing, is repetition is the basis of fundamentality, basically. It means, like, if you want fundamentals, like a platform to stand on, or a stream to be successful, or an audience, or anything like that, you need consistency and formula. And you must deliver this over and over and over and over again until you're fucking sick of it, right? And you must always sound... What's up, Aquinas? I am currently on Lilith, which is on Eastern. I'll pop out and I'll show you here, buddy. Let me just get out of this monument real quick. Yeah, I can zone back into this mofo easy and get safe log of the street here, and I'll just verify because I don't want to misquote you. I think it's Lilith, but don't quote me here. Give me just a second. Yeah, and so, like, you know. And so breaking the mold of a structured content isn't a good idea. If she was super random and she was like eating chips and she was like farting and stuff and then like looking at her phone while she's watching TikTok on her computer screen and all this, if it was inconsistent, yeah, it is Lilith. It is Lilith, yeah. Rama is the one that the streamers all want to go to. My thing about that is I wanted to PvP flag, and if you go to the areas where the streamers play, they bring these huge groups of trolls with them who are bored. And I think of them as like a legion of grubs. I don't know if you ever play Rust, but yeah, like we got this terminology on Rust called grubs, right? The streamers bring tens of thousands of grubs the first couple of days, and I want a PvP flag this season, or I would go to Marama. But see, if I want a PvP flag and actually get kills, I can't do that in some place like where Asmongold's going to go, at least not the first week. I'll have to take my flag off, and that was not what I was intending to do with this character. I'm never taking this character's flag off. So I came to Lilith because Lilith was at one time the most populated server, but now it's dropped to medium, and Marama's the other competitive. There's only a few competitive servers in New World. They're either in EU Central or US East, right? There's two English-speaking American servers that still have actual connection. As you can see, Nyx and Kronos are the other two, but European New Worlds is experiencing an upsurge in popularity. We are seeing the proof right here in real time that the population is medium across all 7 of the European central servers. So European New World is going to be the majority of the population right now. I'd say probably of the 18,000, like 7 to 10,000 of it is here. So understand, if you're looking for American and good ping, you're pretty much, and US West is dead, as you can see here. US West is, I mean, I'm on El Dorado. I'm on El Dorado. As you can see, I'm on El Dorado. I have characters on El Dorado, and if you want to see it, I can show you firsthand, like Isabella and no. Go back. I don't know what you did here. Just go back, you idiot. No. Yes, leave the character. Let's go. Stay off El Dorado. That server's dead. I can confirm it in real time. I've spent many hundreds of hours there, like 200-300 hours. El Dorado is fucking dead. Stay the fuck off El Dorado. That's the one that I can tell you that you should not go to El Dorado, right? At this one, they're forcing me to pick a world. Look, this character isn't bound to a world. So I'm just going to go drop this one to, I have to do US West. So now Isabella died and went to, now I have 2 characters on a dead server, El Dorado. And I bet if I were to send them, like, I want to be like, okay, you screwed me by sticking me on, like, I screwed myself by sticking myself on El Dorado, thinking that I would have 2 characters on El Dorado, and I want to free, maybe I'll just pay for a server transfer and take this, no, you can't, because the other one, US East, right? It's new, it's fresh start. So if we look at US East, yeah, Marama, Marama is where the streamers play, but the New World community is on Lilith. At least the English-speaking American New World community. The competitive PvP community is on Lilith, because it's the fresh start server that's in America that still has population. And then Marama is the one that the streamers play on. And so, I don't know. I made this new character on Lilith, and I didn't realize that the streamers were going to be playing on Marama. And I suppose I should be on Marama, but I mean, if there's going to be queues and problems, it'll be on Marama. So that's, I mean, I'm not stopping this character. And honestly, I'm liking New World so much right now that I can probably level 2 characters to 60 pretty fucking quickly, and I can just go level on Marama too. Because, I mean, I have the wherewithal to be on New World right now. It's like the only game that I can stand to really play beyond FFXI and EVE Online. And this game doesn't do well with display adapters, so, and that's my thoughts about this, but yeah, the queue, no, well, there won't be a queue, though. There's never been queues for New World, except for the initial 2 days, Aquinas. Even on Brimstone, when they all came back, there was not a queue. Not really. It was like 20 minutes, something like that. Queues are not a factor in New World, and don't worry about that. That's a hyperbole that at least in my opinion, I'm sorry, like in Skycat's humble opinion, I hate talking to myself in third person, but when you become a brand, you kind of start talking about like you're like a crazy person, and you know, talking about yourself in the first person. But Skycat, you know, Skycat obviously has the wherewithal to do a lot of New World characters, so I frankly don't care where I'm at. And I like Lilith, because at one time Lilith was the only time I ever thought the community in New World had actually united. And at one time there was like 12,000 people on Lilith. Now it's only like 6,000 or something like that. And I believe that should conclude our business about New World server structure talk. If Lilith is the only fresh start left, my fresh start might have been moved there. Yep, I don't know. Give it a shot. Check it out. I really don't know. I take these 3 to 4 to 6 to 7 month breaks for whatever game, Rust or whatever, right? And I just honestly have no clue. I will tell you, I'm ignorant of what's going on with the server. So I gave you my impression of what I know. The takeaway, right? I know I'm a too long didn't read person, so I'm going to give you a breakaway takeaway here, summarized in short, right? Lilith is where the PvP community is, and there was a consolidation on Lilith this last year to the tune of about 12,000 people. The server interest and the streamers and the population will be Sumama or whatever. And stay off of El Dorado, stay off of US West entirely. It's US West died. Both El Dorado and Isabella are dead. Stay off them. Stay off of US West. Even if you're from California or something like that, stay off of US West. They're dead servers. US West is completely dead. So takeaway one more time, right? Sumama streamer, populated, very popular, big time, more people if you want that vibe. The real PvP players doing what's called war logging. They're war loggers, people who log the wars and stuff. They went to my server, Lilith. And the third one is stay off US West. Right, 3 points. What last reiteration, right? Stay off US West. That's the first one. Second one is Lilith. Lilith is where the community is in America, and the third one is Sumama is where all the streamers will be when the expansion hits. Now is a good time to return to New World, and expansion looms. If you're ever going to have fun, this will be it, because Brimstone is goddamn amazing, and whatever they're about to release is even bigger than Brimstone. So we know it's going to be good content. Come have some fun. If you paid money for the game, get your free fun. It's free fun. It's slow. And then I'm sorry, I do have one more thing to add, right? If you want the real fun, where everybody's actually at, it is New World Public Test Realm, which is a separate install of 75 gigs. The entire New World Public Test Realm, the entire New World Public, in terms of the professional scene, is on the test realm doing the expansion right now as we speak. You are able to do so as well. PTR Rise of the Angry Earth, right? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. As you can see, right, I was listing enough materials to get about a 2,000 gold nest egg when I was like level 1 to level 15, right? But now I'm just dumping all of this stuff. I'm gonna dump all of it, not the greens. Well, yeah, especially not this green. Focus and intelligence. I'll take that over con. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want health and con. I don't need that. And 332 medium upgrade hat, which it's got a good flourish to it, but I'm looking for medium chest pieces, not medium heads. And then so notice that, so I've got these blues right now these blues will sell for 40 gold, but during the expansion in the first 5 days, these blues will sell for probably 200 gold. So what I've been doing, and I'm going to tell you what my strategy is all this shit. I was selling it at first so I could get a nest egg so I could buy weapons to level, right? Weapons and gems. That's it. Weapons, gems, and potions. And bags are the only thing you should ever spend your money on, really. Weapons, you'll get the armor just playing the game. Weapons, potions, accessories, and bags and tools and potions are what you should be buying, and then fill every settlement in the game with random shit and farm everything that you see on the way except for trees. Trees take too long, but for instance, like if you're running around and you see this stone during the expansion, this is like 50 gold. This is 50 gold right here, just this stone. Just that stone right there. During the expansion, it's like 50 to 100 gold. And that adds up. When legendaries are like 3 to 5, like they have these new things called rune glasses that sell for 5,000 gold. They're legendary gems. And they give you shit like 40% lifesteal. I shit you not. They'll give you 40, or it's not 40%, it's like 16% lifesteal or something like that. Rune glasses, but they're all 5,000 to 7,000 gold a piece. And they're the most coveted item, I think, in all of MMO history, maybe, in terms of how expensive they are. They're like the most expensive per capita item I've ever seen that wasn't BOE epics on WoW, right? So if you want to be able to pay for lots of rune glasses, which you will, you're going to need like 200,000 gold to pay for the artifact upgrade items and the rune glass legendary gems, right? And I can show you on the market if I wasn't busy at a monument currently, but when I get there, I'll show you on the market. Rune glass right now is like between 3,000 and 7,000 gold 1 week before the expansion. What is it going to be during the expansion? It's going to be like 7,000 to 10,000 gold. And where's that gold coming from? These crappy blues for 200 gold a pop, right? Right now they're only like 20 to 40. They're worthless. You can't get anything for them right now. But these BOE blues with crappy sets and stuff, they will sell when the expansion's around, when people are leveling on fresh start servers and such. So yeah, stockpiling all of these mats into individual settlements will make you an extremely rich New World player, the likes of which is mainly buying rune glass gems, buying artifact upgrade resources, and the highest quality furniture can be a millions of gold habit the best furniture in the game that gives you the best stats, and I'm talking like storage and XP income and gold income stuff that you can add to your storage, right? All of that stuff costs hundreds of thousands of gold, and you've got to get it from somewhere. And that's the soliloquy. I'm done.
So that her comment section has turned.
Thank you so much for the excellent content for my stream. I have liked and subbed to your life. You know what I'm saying, Thomas? Or sorry, Aquinas. Excuse me, Aquinas. Excuse me, Aquinas. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream. I really like the byplay. Thank you so much for talking to me late night about New World. Most people don't bother. When I played at launch, I was the governor of a company that owned 2 territories. So, oh well, shit. Well then, shit. You know more about New World than I do. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm preaching to the converted. I didn't know. I thought you might just be a casual player. I'm sorry if I spoke down to you. I didn't mean to speak down to you. Then, yeah, you know all this stuff. Then, okay. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know. I meet a lot of people. I didn't know what your history was. So I just cover the bases. I'm like, so now I'll come back here, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here real quick because I can within 10 seconds. I will show you what I'm talking about if you're a returning player. The rune glasses. I mean, I'm sure you know, but yeah, you know already then. Yeah, but let's go look at what is important is I can show you a price check on rune glass on Lilith, and you'll begin to understand what we're going to contend with here. If you want like even a gem for your weapon, be prepared to shell out 7,000 to 10,000 gold past expansion. I mean, this is gonna happen. It happened to me when Brimstone hit. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I just blew 18 months of currency on 5 gems. 18 months of currency on 5 gems. And I needed it to be competitive at 600 eye level back when it was current, right? I needed it. It sucked. I needed that rune glass. I wanted it, and I'll show you why. I mean, the rune glass itself is worth it. It's like the best materia any game's ever had. And I'll show you the stats here if you haven't seen it. But I mean, I'm curious to see if they've done anything else new rune glass. But you're going to see something reoccurring theme about rune glass is it's all $5,000. All of it is $5,000. Watch. I'm sorry. Well, it's gotten cheaper now because the gem crafters have finally gotten to finishing their crafting and stuff and gotten up where it's cheaper for them to produce it. But yeah, 1,500 gold, 7,000 gold. And understand, Aquinas, this is a reality, and this is just the case of siphoning. This is the material to make the gem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is just the case of siphoning, right? This is one of the pieces of the rune glass, right? It's not even the gem itself, right? So yeah, we have these are empty rune glass cases, but I don't want components. I want rune glass. Where is it? It's like refined cut gemstones of the rune glass variety. I mean, I don't even know where this, like, see, it's such a new and crazy thing. Yeah, yeesh, you know, yeah, it's a yeesh thing. Because it's like, oh man, like, yeah, that's a spicy meatball. Like, I have to look for rune glass here to look for an example of, we're not looking for cases, we're looking for the actual rune glass here. So we say rune glass of, and we're going to get just what we're looking for, right? So if you see rune glass abyssal amber, 3,000, rune glass energizing amber, etc. There's not even any for sale, right? This is past where I stopped playing. Good. So, okay, there. See, that at least speaks for my ability to assess the situation. I was like, if you weren't aware, rune glass is what Brimstone stepped with, along with, I would say expensive bags and better furniture that upgrades your overall house. Back in Final Fantasy XI, we used to call it Mog enhancement. It's overall world buffs from expensive 5,000 pieces of 5,000 gold pieces of furniture, and you must have these. You don't have to have them, but when you're up there in the middle of the expansion, you're gonna go to a monument, and this happened to me in Brimstone with like really high eye level, like 590, or like the cap was 625. But even at 590, I was getting my fucking ass beat. I'm talking like you needed another person. Yeah, I'm talking like I've been playing Souls-likes for 20 years, and sure, it made me a better player, and I can do it now. But I mean, it took me 3 months of playing every day, fighting these mobs in Brimstone, and I can show you an example of this if you need to see it. But I mean, I don't think you do. Like, if you want to solo monuments, you need Rune Glass. You need this stuff. You can't get by without it. So how you pay for it is ECRs and all the and these expansion sales. Start filling monuments, start filling city storages and start looting wholesale, because all of it will be worth its weight in gold come expansion time. All of it, from the fibers to the rawhide. Like right now, for instance, you can't sell briar buds for some reason. Like, let's look at Briar, right? Briar buds, right? Briar buds used to be a really stable income for me, because it's usually a gold per, but they're half price right now, right? But this is one of the main mats for making like low level alchemy skill up. So right now it's worth 50 cents, but when the expansion hits, it's going to be worth like a gold 80 or something like that. And Briar buds are easy as fuck to get. And one of the nice things about Briar buds is they have a particularly high level of dropping other more rare mats. So of the things to pick out there, Briar buds per capita, I thought was always like kind of actually the best thing to pick along the baseline stuff, except for the other thing, which is along the rivers, Bull Rush, right? Bull Rush will always remain expensive. Bull Rush cob will always remain like 60 to a gold or something like that. But I mean, you can walk outside the base city at level 1 and start pulling in a gold a pick. And you run down the river and you come back, you've got, especially right after expansion, you've got 500 gold in I don't know, 5 minutes or something. So these prices, while they don't seem like they matter, they do matter. And as you can see, Lilith is not dead. It's not hopping, but it's not dead. See it? And honestly, I don't think this is the popular city on Lilith. I think it's Brimstone. So, yeah. And that's all the information and dump that I care to do to you. I know I have a tendency to overwhelm people, so I'm just going to chill out now.
Honestly, props to Leah, because I was not expecting the comment section to be on. Can't wait to play bingo with this one. I love how much insight she puts into these reaction vids, because damn, that's crazy. I love the part where she turned into a wolf and sniped everyone. I love the way she just explains what happens in the TikTok. She gets so much inspiration from her fans. This is, of course, in reference to YouTube putting out a tweet saying, where does...
Yep, on a game with 18,000 or something, I bet you each day it goes up a little more. So we know that expansions will haul back something like 56,000 people. Aquinas, Brimstone was at its peak, I believe, 64,000, which isn't good, but it's not bad. I mean, it's triple the population of EVE Online. It's, you know, it's triple the population of I'm sorry, it is the population of I think World of Warcraft retail. I mean, you know, it's not a dead game. It's just dying. We'll go look at the Steam player statistics here together and see how New World is doing today. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Display always remains on. You said expansion will haul me back for sure. Yeah, Brimstone was like the most fun I've had in a long time. Brimstone was an amazing experience, and it still is. Brimstone was like playing Final Fantasy XI for the first time or something like that. It was a very unforgiving, very kill you type place, full of acid and nasty mobs. It was beautiful. The music was exquisite. The dungeons were better than the previous iterations. The ECR chess runs were exquisite and really, really well designed, with a very like loyal Egyptian theme that they stuck to religiously. And I like it when they stick to themes. The PvP was great. The people were great. Chopping the cactuses was great. I don't know if you saw Brimstone, but boy, I like Brimstone. I thought it was tip top. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a smaller kind of niche game, but a great one. I think it is a great one. I don't care. I don't need this game to have 6 million people. And honestly, it would be a piece of shit game if it did. That was never their goal. I think PvP was their goal. They really wanted to bring PvP back to the RPGs. And while I think they failed at healing, I think they got the other two parts well enough. Ranged and DPS and tanking is good. The only problem that I have with New World right now is the healing is just not good enough. Like right now, I'm running Fire Staff and Greater Axe so I can get this mobility. See the mobility? Mobility. Really good mobility. I'm talking like World of Warcraft mobility, right? Yep, just a couple servers, and that's what they've been doing. I would say each server has about 3,000 to 7,000 people. That's good enough for me. That's what all the World of Warcraft servers always were. They were like usually, I mean, at least medium pop was always 3 to like 13,000, something like that. Big heavy pop servers like BlackRock or you know, Tichondrius were like, you know, they'd sometimes get up to 20,000, but you don't really need a server to be that slamming. When expansion comes, this place fills. I'm talking fills, and there's people singing in the tavern. I mean, you've been there, you've seen it probably. This place fucking fills. It fills. I'm serious. It get like the frame rate drops. You know, this place fucking fills when expansions hit, and I can't wait for it. I love seeing Everfall fill. You know, I'll probably live in Everfall again, but this time I want to see Brimstone fill. I haven't even done the expansion spoiler. I barely even know what the name is, and I don't want to know. I don't want to see the content. I don't want a spoiler. Don't tell me anything about the new expansion. I don't want to know. Yeah, it'll be sick. It'll be dope. The PvP has not been fixed, and the dungeons have not been fixed, and they added raids. There's a raid party now. That's a step in the right direction, I'd say. There's raids now, which makes the healers' jobs a lot fucking easier. That's something really, really positively change, you know, new, big, positive change. There's real verifiable raids now, and that's good, you know. We're all working, you know, every day we're getting a little bit better. I get a little less angry, and they get a little less sucky at designing video games, I'd say. Yeah. Don't talk about some of the. Yeah, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me. I don't even barely know the name of the expansion. I know that they're gonna focus on Angry Earth. That's all I want to know. I didn't know anything about Brimstone, and I don't want to know anything about Angry Earth. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Thank you, sir. I love you. I love you.
She said, I get them from my fans. These are the ideas. Re-uploaded TikToks.
And now for one of my favorite things to do in the entire world. Buy weapons, really good weapons for leveling that out eye level and out gear the current content that you're doing, right? So Daddy gets to buy a new great axe. And this is one of my favorite things in the world. I don't care. I love buying a new great axe. It really gives me an RPG chubby. I get to buy a new great axe. Look at it. It's 40 eye level higher, and I go a big rubbery one. I go a big rubbery one for this sort of thing. I really do. I'm like, oh, look at this beautiful axe with a gem slot. It's the great axe of the Colossal Breach. It has trenching crits, fully charged heavy attacks, deal 20% critical damage. Sounds good to me. Fucking sold. Sold, bitch. Sold, bitch. Blow fishing this shit up. I got me a new axe, and it really gave me a fucking boner. It really did. I'm like, yeah, new axe, yes. And then I get to go buy a new fucking fire stave, and I've never touched fire stave before until 2 days ago. I never even touched fire stave. I had no idea what it did. I had no idea what the abilities were. See what I'm saying? And so I'm not doing spoilers for anything, and it really is a really wonderful experience, like learning the fire staff for the first time. It's so good. So I need intellect, a lot of it. So yeah, we're gonna buy this guy. Cool, steel brush brutish fire staff with shirking lightning. After dodging an attack, your next hit within 6 seconds deals 25% base weapon damage as lightning. Now, it's not the best perk, so we could narrow out other stuff in the high eye level range, and we'll go through and look at the stuff that has intellect on it. We're gonna put a prefix of intellect on it, apply, and we're gonna look at what you have for me. You have shirking lightning, Thwarting strikes, that gives you 7.7% damage while you have active grit, which is no good on a fire staff. Well, it is good, but not for me. Here's 7.7. Here's a fire staff with critical. It's 2 eye level lower, which isn't ideal, but it's pure intellect, pure vicious. Sold. It's only 5 gold 50, and it's got vicious on it. Look at it. 7.7% critical damage. Fucking huge on a fire staff, which is all based on crit anyways. And so there we go. And I got 2 brand new weapons. I get to put my nice gems in them and all this. I got to go get gems from I guess I'll just take all this now. Yeah, just take all this now. There you go. We'll go back to Brimstone here. I'll turn on the sound here for a bit and I'll play the game. Yeah, nice, only 5 gold, right? Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, Ice Gauntlet was by far the hardest thing to deal with in the game. I remember it. I remember it. I mean, frankly, I really, I do hope that some people stay around after this time. And I think it'll take a couple more years and a couple more expansions, but eventually this game will be, like, hopefully the WoW killer. Or at least the current WoW killer, you know. I hope it does reach that status at some point, because I think it has the pedigree to do it. I came here to go to my box. Yeah, I did. Oops. Yeah. Oh, I'm full! I'm fucking full. No, really? Alright, well... Yeah, yeah, I think the mounts are a good. The mounts are a good thing. It was a good change, although I don't think the game needs them, honestly. And I would say, if I had to say this game had an issue, it would be that it needs. I think this game's ECR chess runs are the most fun MMOs have ever been, and I think it needs more ECR chest run polish, and I think it needs more teleportation to the ECR runs. I think they need to embrace that ECR is the greatest thing that's ever come out of MMO gaming, except for what World of Warcraft did with the initial Storm event at the start of Dragonflight. That was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in gaming. 20,000 players all fighting the same boss, right? 20,000 players all fighting the same boss. I saw that during Dragonflight launch, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in MMO gaming. Now, WoW will reach that again with their next expansion, but New World won't. What New World has is ECR chess runs between 200 to 400 to 800 people running around in a big fucking wolf pack downing bosses all at the same time, right? And ECR chess runs, I think, are good for kids. I think they're good for old people. I think they're good for young people, medium people, people of all skill levels, of all range. It really makes you feel like you're really running along with this huge 400-man wolf pack that's ravenously just swallowing giant crazy elite bosses that take 60 people to even damage, right? And then you kill the boss in like 90 seconds, and it feels so fucking epic. And I'm gonna show this gameplay on launch, you know. Yeah, and so and they did embrace this. One of the things we saw about AGS is they did embrace this. They had especially in Brimstone, they embraced it. They built the monuments around it. They didn't build the monuments for people to go in there and do quests. That monument that monument to the west, right, is called I haven't been there, so I can't remember the name, but I can't remember the delineations, but it's the big pyramid with the big thing above it. That thing, see it? That thing, all that thing is an ECR chest run. It's not a dungeon. There's no quests that go there. All it is an ECR run. That entire thing. It's got like it's so crazy. Like, I don't know if you've done it, but I'll tell the audience if they don't know. You go out this fucking road, and the ECR chest run starts right here at this question mark, and you clear like 6 mini bosses and do a puzzle in here, and you get 3 ECR chests in there, and then you run south and up and over, and you clear like another whole 6 mini bosses in this room, and by then everybody's starting to reach the chest run, and then it begins in earnest, and the chain run starts, and you don't stop running unless you're on a fucking huge epic boss with 100 to 800 other people, and you go up in here, you go around the side and up the stairs and through to the back, up and in, around, and you fight a big boss right here, and you get an ECR chest. You go up and around and around and around, and this is by the way the actual fucking pathing of it too. You go around here and you fight the most horrible boss is right here, and he usually wipes the raid, and this is the big boss that takes like sometimes 10 minutes to kill even 800 people. And then all of this is ECR, all of it. And then it goes all the way up in there, and then back down and around to the south over here, and then back and over into here, all the way up, all the way in a big corkscrew spiral with a bunch of big doors that you have to spend 10 seconds unlocking, and then only like a group of like 100 people can go through at a time, and then someone else has to open the door again. So it's like sending these chunks of 100 people through at a time, and they're all just running through and stuff. It's actually fucking crazy. You climb to the top of the pyramid, and then you finally kill the last boss, which is the weakest boss. Actually, is at the end. The weakest boss is at the end, right? And then you drop down from the top of that fucking pyramid, way up there. See it way up at the top. You can't even see it from there. You jump down from the top of the pyramid to the last 2 ECR chests at the bottom, and you're at the bottom finally, right here. And you just walk right back out again, or you teleport. And then they call, okay, we're going to Shattered Halls, right? And they start right here, right? And they run in here, and then Shattered Mountain, excuse me, and then we go up in here and all the way around, all around this, and then you do all the nasty level 60 corrupted portals. And if there's more than 100 people there, those things go insane, and they spawn world bosses that take like 200 fucking people to kill. And these things are basically the worst thing in the game. They're worse than the boss at the top of the pyramid. Like this guy is not a joke. Like, these things are not a joke. When there's 200 to 800 people, remember, the corrupted thing, it scales, right? It's like a rift. So the more people are there, the more shit fuck nasty these 5 bosses are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? These are the biggest bosses in the game because they scale. The ECR chess bosses, they scale, but they don't scale like these things do. These things scale to the 800 people, and you've got the worst boss in MMO history. And those bosses don't pull punches. They'll one-shot you. Pretty easy. They'll one-shot you pretty easy. And reminder, if you get one-shot over here, you've got to run all the way through 4,000 mobs that have all respawned because the ECR chess run. And so somebody does train all of these mobs back to this boss if you get one shot, and you want to pray that you're in the wave behind the guy who's training who's the tank that's training all the mobs back to the Eastern Corrupted Monolith. This is ECR chess run gameplay. It is the best that MMORPGs have ever been. And anybody can do it. A 5-year-old can do it. You just run after the pack. You press left click. You don't even have to jump. You have to jump sometimes, but you just have to follow the pack. That's it. And that's all MMORPGs have ever been. So I feel really passionate about this, and so do AGS. They knew that the community has saved them, right? The community saved them when some nerd pointed out that the epic chess runs are actually like basically the best large-scale content we've ever had in MMORPGs, except for... I have pictures of it. Dragonflight launch, right? At Dragonflight launch, we had 18,000 people killing one world boss. That was and still maintaining frame rate of like 36 to 60, right? That was the best I've ever seen MMORPGs ever do in my entire life, hands down. That definitely trumped this, but the problem is the entire Dragonflight expansion didn't have that Storm gameplay in any meaningful way. So it died. Dragonflight died inside of 3 months or something like that. Had it maintained the Storm gameplay, it would have wolfed up the entire world. All the Fortnite players, all the PUBG players, all the New World players, they all would have gone back to WoW, trust me. If that Storm gameplay had actually been maintained throughout the expansion the way it was at 3 weeks before the expansion launch, World of Warcraft could have been saved. Blizzard threw it away on purpose. And I know because I have screenshots of it, like right here. I'll pull one. There was so many people fighting a boss that you couldn't see the boss because their nameplates were blocking out the screen. It was like literally a blue block where my screen was of names so deep that you couldn't see the boss, right? And I mean, that was like when you were right on the last kill of the last boss when everybody's in one place, but it's never that bad unless you're at the last boss. But that was the best MMORPG shit I've ever experienced. ECR chess runs are the second best thing. So New Worlds is poised if they did the expansion the right way, which I doubt they did. If they wanted to save New Worlds, they would have rewritten the Angry Earth expansion to be entirely chess runs with corrupted portals throughout all of them. Now, they probably did do this like 3 or 4 times like they always do. Like this guy and, you know, that guy and, you know, and this guy and all this, like, and down here in the acid pools and all this. But I mean, like, if they do this sometimes, but what they don't do is gear the end game to be to gear the entire end game to be based around that. They should do that. They should just make the expansion be an endgame expansion designed around drawing you into a pack of 800 hungry, sweaty people who want to kill big bosses with 800 other people. And this is what makes New World great. If people didn't understand why New Worlds is a fundamentally good game still, that is why. And if you haven't been there, you don't know. Now I can, if I'm like in the next couple of days, I will reach 60. Here's a group of them going out, right? Here's a group of them going out. Now I can follow these guys. Let's just go experimentally follow these guys, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And we're gonna go do exactly what the fuck I just said. You know, I don't know if a level 34 can survive in this very long, but I'm gonna go try. Okay, and you'll see an ECR chess run in real time. People are you can see it right here. There's 10 people of like a 200-man raid headed in, and we're gonna go see. We're gonna go see what I'm talking about here. Gotta turn my settings down. This gets really, really, really intense. I must do this. I have to. And I gotta do it now. Medium, back down to low. Good, good. Good, good. Very good, very good. Now, I don't think a 34 can do this, but who knows? If they'll do the work for me, all I have to do is shoot my fire staff at stuff and stay the fuck out of fire. Now, I'll get one shot, but... And here we go. You begin to see what I'm talking about. Oh, shit. Oh. I'll res this guy once the shit isn't on the floor. I'll res you when it's gone. Yep, and as you can see, I probably shouldn't do this, but you saw an example of how fast 50 people showed up, right? It gets up fast. It goes 100, 200, 300, pretty fucking quick. You get about an average of 200, 300 people, and it's really fucking fun. It's like the best fun I've ever had in an MMO. You know, it's definitely fun. I'll go back and I'll give it one more swing just for shits and giggles, right? But, I mean... the chances of me living are basically zero, so don't think that I'm bad because I'm getting one shot by elites that are 26 levels higher than me. You know, I mean, really, it's more like 100 levels higher than me, considering that they're elites for a level 60, you know? So I'll run out to the ECR because they're gonna get slowed down at the start as people get there and stuff. If I've run something like 100 ECRs, and I do have some experience with it. And I've wasted about 200 hours of my life on ECRs. And hi ILY, how you doing, number 2? Hello. I haven't done my music video yet, guys, but I will. I promise. It's just that it's a love song and it's happy, and that those things have to be engendered in my heart. I can't artificially do them. But for those of you waiting for a video, it is coming. The lyrics are written, the music is chosen, it's been composed and arranged, it's been sung. I just have to wait until the moment is right to get the feeling of the video right. But there is a video coming for those of you that do watch my YouTube videos. So I don't know. I might have fallen behind now so badly that I can't catch up. But we'll see. We'll see. And I want to see what kind of XP I get for killing an ECR boss, because that might be kind of funny. This will kill me instantly. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. No public access. Oh, no. Oh my god! It's gonna let me open the chest. Tell me it gives me the loot. Oh my god, that's overpowered. Look at this. I'm in an ECR at level 30. What the fuck, man? This is some pro shit right here. I should say level 30 ECR on my title, but I can't, Yeah, have you tried the rapier? I love the rapier. I've done almost all the weapons to 20. They're all great. Rapier is fucking wonderful. I love the rapier. It's one of the best weapons in the game. Yeah, rapier is great. Rapier is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, real stabby and dodgy. A lot of mobility. Some of the best mobility in the game because it gets 2 mobilities. 2. Technically, I would say rapier is the best weapon in the game in the hands of a master. I know because I used it solid for like 4 months with the greatsword. Very, very, very good weapon. Can't lock that one for some reason. Annoying, but. I can't believe I'm in an ECR chest run at level 34. I hope I can get XP. It's insane. Ooh. Great Axe is fun. I've never done Great Axe before, and I'm loving it. Great Sword is so good. They're all good, dude. All of them. All of them are exquisite. Every single one of them. Even Hatchet. They're all good. They're all good. All of them. Oh. Oh, come on, he was on me, son of a bitch. I didn't think I had anything. Ah, man, you're cluttering your buffs sometimes, man. They kind of take the experience away a little bit. God damn it. Oh shit, that's bad. Oh no, no. Nice try. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I was gonna get one shot. I was trying to get my buff on. Come on, man. I want the rep buff. Oh, it's not rep. Yeah, storage. There we go. There we go. Wait, is that right? It is right. No, that's not right. Oh no! Oh no! Get it off me! 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 Get up! Get up! Get up! Oh my god! Oh. Life was flashing before my eyes. Fuck hardcore WoW. This is the real hardcore shit. Hardcore WoW is a joke compared to doing something like this. It really is. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke compared to this shit. Yeah, let them aggro them. Yeah. Can't touch the purple. It'll one-shot me. Oh, no. Can't touch the purple. It'll one-shot me. Can't touch the purple. Oh my god, I got the timing so perfect. So perfect. I can't loot it. Go, 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 go. I can't loot it. I can't loot it. No! No! No, 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 no. No, no. No, no. Yes! Yes, that is such good loot for a level 32. That is so good. I can't believe it's letting me loot ECR chests at 30. That is some pro shit. I swear to God, dude. I don't do pro shit often, but this is pro shit. This is pro shit, like right here. I swear to God, man. I should do a video about this. Nope, 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 nope. No! Oh, it's just a little too much. Fuck, I don't think I can get... I'll try one more time, one more time. I can maybe get back. Will you let me? 3, 2, 1. Maybe. I might be able to. We'll see. There's not quite enough people yet. When the expansion hits, it's going to be so busy. Oh my god. I have all these blues off these things for some reason. All those chests gave me the best blues like I could get for my level. Oh god, please don't kill me. 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 Nope. I don't believe I can get in anymore. That's okay. It was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. I should do a video about that tomorrow. Doing ECR chests at a really low level, new world, right? Why not? Like every once in a while you see a chance for good content. Like, man, I'm level 35 and like shit, and I'm like playing new world before the new expansion and shit. And I found out you can go into ECR and shit and just run behind the big pack and shit during prime time and shit, right? During prime time when there's like 200 people, you just run behind them and shoot things with the fire staff, loot the chests, and get the best blues that you can possibly get for your level. Which honestly seems like you could like there could be a lot of money in that. Let's go see what I got. That was like, ooh, I opened like what was that? It was like 10 ECR chests, and it only took like 10 minutes or something like that. That was good content right there. Once in a while, I put some actual content on the fucking stream. I'm not all fluff, you know what I'm saying? Let's face it, I'm not wearing greens, so... I mean, I could wear greens, I suppose. Nope. So cool. Yeah. Ooh, I got a better fire staff. Oh no, I guess I always had the fire staff, huh? I bought a new fire staff. Yes. What happened to? Oh no, what happened to the axe that I bought? Yeah, what happened to that axe that I bought? Did I disenchant it? Oh no, I must have dumped it in brimstone. Oops. There it is. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Ah, yeah. Look at that nice axe. Yeah. Ooh, did I get like cut gems? No, I didn't get cut gems, but I got brilliance. I got brilliance. I made like 500 gold in there. That was a good run. Hell's yeah. So, okay. 372 light headwear. Ooh, cool. It's a brigand pirate hat. Sure. Try that thing out instead of the wig. Oh, yeah. Looking smooth and debonair. Yeah, I'm liking the little half curl and stuff. That's some good haberdashery right there. It's some good haberdashery. Got a nice pink pimp feather. Fucking purple pink pimp feather, you know? Scarlet Pimpernel shit, you know? And yeah, I like that new hat and the nice silver emblem and stuff. Yeah, she's got a nice style to her. It's an actual MMO. Nope. And then nice medium footwear, can't fuck with it. Sorry. Medium leg wear, can't fuck with it. Sorry. Heavy footwear, can't fuck with it. Sorry. And yeah, I suppose I shouldn't have disenchanted all that crap, but frankly, I don't care. I guess I won't disenchant all that crap. It's okay. Right. Oh yeah, looking like you're in Red Dead, huh? Oh, are you playing Red Dead? Oh yeah, you mentioned you're playing Old World, and I wondered what you meant. I meant to ask you, number 2. Ooh, which Red Dead are you playing? You're playing online, huh? Smelting, leather, jewel craft, reagents. Oh no, I'm full. Shit. So now, oh, Red Dead Online. Yeah. I heard RDO is really good. What's your opinion of RDO? I heard RDO was pretty good. Like the population isn't too good, but the game itself is tip top. Old World was kind of like Civ. Oh, Old World is an old game. Ah, okay. Yeah, I want to play RDO. Let's go see how much that is. I'm gonna go look. Am I on display adapter? I better not be. I am on display capture. God damn it! I'm so sorry, guys. That probably looked horrible. So on display capture. Red Dead Online is fine. Yeah, I want Red Dead Online. I've never played it, and I like Red Dead. I think Red Dead's great. Red Dead Online, $20. I can't buy it today. So they're like, you can buy RDO by itself, but they're like, if you buy Red Dead Redemption 2, you already own RDO. RDO 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2. Shit, this is a good deal. It ends 21st. That's in 5 days. Shit, yeah, I don't think I have any money. I will buy this tomorrow. I'll buy the Ultimate Edition tomorrow. I've been meaning to buy RDR2. That's a good price for the RDR2 Ultimate Edition. I believe I probably will buy this. Yeah. Add that to cart. Yeah, we won't buy this. Just double check and see if I have the money right now. I don't. Ah! Okay, we're going to come back and do that. We're going to get that. Yes, I did. I own Red Dead Redemption. I own Red Dead Redemption 2, and I got to... I can't remember what... I think I got to... I remember getting to some city, but I never did beat it. I think it was New Orleans or something. Is it New Orleans? I can't remember. Some city later on in the story. I can't remember. It's been so many years now. It's been like 6 years. I don't remember the storyline at all. So I'm just going to replay the entire thing from start to end and then do RDO because I've never beaten RDR2 on stream. I've got to go back and beat it, and I'll do it on stream because I know the story is good. What I've done is I've listened to I've listened to the entire movie. It's like a 10-hour movie, RDR2, just the cutscenes and that. So I know the story somewhat, but I've never beaten the game. Yes, I've beaten Last of Us 1, but I've not beaten Last of Us 2. I don't usually do a lot of single player games. I believe I will buy RDR2, but I will not play it until Halloween. RDR2 I will beat the Ultimate Edition on Halloween. And because usually she, like, at least last year for Halloween last year, oh no, maybe not, I might do Amnesia the Bunker for Halloween, actually. I think I want RDR2 and Amnesia Bunker for Halloween, and I will for the whole week of Halloween, like 3 days before and 3 days after. I'll do Amnesia the Descent, Amnesia Bunker. And no, I'll do horror games. I don't think it'll be RDR2. I'm gonna buy RDR2, but it'll be a while before I play it. It'll be Amnesia, Bunker, and what's the other horror game? I think I'm going to do Amnesia. What were the new horror games of 2023? Because I beat, last year I beat Alien Isolation on very hard mode for the first time I ever played it on stream. For Halloween, and then I also beat Resident Evil 7 Biohazard on stream, very hard, first time that I'd ever played it, and that was a really good Halloween. I had some good viewership. It got up to like 25, I think, and so I want to do horror games around Halloween, but I don't know which ones. So I know that Amnesia Bunker's on my list, and then I don't know. Oh, yes, of course. And the Resident Evil 4 remake. For Halloween, I will do the Resident Evil 4 remake. And, wait. When is the Alan Wake 2 release date? It'll be Alan Wake 2, actually. When's the release date? Oh, tell me Alan Wake's ready for Halloween. Yes! Alan Wake 2! Okay, I know the two games that I'm going to play. It's going to be Resident Evil 4 Remake and Alan Wake 2. And those are the two games I'm going to do for Halloween. So I'll squeeze in RDR2 somewhere in between, before that. But I mean, RDR2 is like a 100-hour game. That's some sessions. That's like like that's like almost a week worth of sessions. So I doubt I can commit to beating RDR2 on stream. It's just not. I mean, I'm a live service gamer, and the New Worlds expansion looms. So honestly, I'm gonna buy RDR2 and I'm gonna set it on the stack for some time in the next 3 months. But I mean, my schedule is completely packed for another 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I can't believe Alan Wake 2 is October 27th. This is going to be so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, I can't wait for Alan Wake 2. It's a long game. Yes, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. Sean Ashmore, man. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. Oh my god, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. So, okay, that's going to be so good. I can't wait for that. Remedy doesn't make bad games, so, ooh, yeah, ooh.
Glad you're on this case with me, Anderson.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be like Mindhunter. It's going to be so good.
It's right up your alley.
Oh, they're not going to fuck this one up. I bet it's so good. I bet it's going to be a masterpiece. I can't wait. They're finally making good games again, guys. It was like 6 years of just horror bad Redfalls, and then now they're finally making some good games.
History, in my opinion, is when you can kind of put yourself in the
Oh, I love you, babe. Alan Wake was such a formative game for me. I must have beat it 15 times. I love Alan Wake. Everything. Easy, normal, hard. Completionist on 360. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to.
Detective and kind of pay close attention to things, look at the connections, put it all
Oh, it's a female lead. Awesome.
together. What makes really great horror is
He looks like Keanu Reeves.
when you wish you could look away, but you can't. You know,
You
like
can't.
it's that balance of I don't want to look, but I need to.
Alan Wake is gonna be so good, so good. If it's still back in Paradise Falls, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Oh my god, I might have to I want to play Alan Wake right now. I'm halfway through Alan Wake. Alan Wake. Corrupted install or suspicious software. What? Login blocked. What? Corrupted install or suspicious software. The fuck does that mean? No. Just Alt F4. Just bail out of that one. Pull out of that one.
And horror, I think, are a great mix because you kind of wish you could look away, but you really need to pay attention.
Hello?
Alan Wake?
Yes.
Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Remedy has long
I
been a
do.
studio that wears its influences on its sleeve. From the hard-boiled police files of Max Payne to the
Max Payne. Control.
weird foundations of Control.
You know, I've never played Control. And I heard that was a really fucking good game. I wonder what